Hello, everyone. Happy Halloween. Hopefully, you're all having a wonderful day and ready to enjoy some more spoopy action, or potentially maybe not. I guess it depends on what Mathis has in store. See if you can figure it out from his grins. No,
I really do spoopy.
no, you don't do spoopy at all. Nothing spoopy.
I do.
I love spoop.
But first and foremost, there's been a lot of questions that we've seen posted and regarding Zach and Crowley. So I just wanted to be a bit more clear about that. Zach and Crowley, who's played by Enter Elysium, will not be on this show for the foreseeable future. We'll be focusing our story on Ava, Ollie, and Dakota. So we'd love it if folks could, obviously respect privacy of people, and then also just keep discussing things in story going forward with those characters. So please do that. Beyond that, we have our Soulspire Floor 5 stuff coming soon to our Patreon, as well as the time goes back to normal next week. So everything should be back to normal. Sorry for the confusion. But hey, if you showed up early today, you know what? You got an extra time to get coffee, prepare yourselves for whatever's to come.
And thanks for the dedication for being here early. See?
Yeah. I did see people in chat earlier when I started the stream. So thank you so much for joining us. Of course, if you want to support us, the best way to do so is over on our Patreon, patreon.com/rollforit. That helps pay our wonderful cast for all of our shows. It also gets you really rad rewards. So things like MP3s, if that's your jam, or, if you don't like our faces, come on, man. Look how beautiful these guys are. Look at them. Look at them. You want to see their faces. Beyond that, we also have a cool GM behind the scenes goodies where you can name NPCs, things of that sort. You get to see character sheets as they progress, which is fun. Sometimes the characters write us little backstory stuff, and we put that up. I think there's one of Ollie out there if you want to go check that out. Some goodies if you want a little sneak peek. And then, of course, beyond that, we have Hero Tier, which gives you the inside scoop of how Roll4 runs and all of the admin shenanigans, if that interests you. And if you want to support us at Legend Tier, you can support an episode. Today, we don't have a supporter, but, it could be you. And of course, that also gets you a private GM'd game by one of our wonderful cast members. And this month, I'm actually getting to do a spoopy Halloween episode today with the Legend Tiers. We're going to be playing Fear Itself. And I believe that yesterday they ran their game with Sheepy that will be affecting our game tomorrow. So I heard there's a lot of shenanigans that went on with that. I saw a lot of chatter, so I'm like, I don't want spoilers. And then, of course, if you want to support us at Deity Tier, that goes well above and beyond, and we just don't know how to thank you. So you get a private video that is just filled with weird stuff. So if you like weird stuff, there you go. And of course, if you love supporting us, that does help us a lot. We just don't know how to say thank you beyond that. Otherwise, you can support us on Twitch and also subscribe or become a member on YouTube, and that gets you cool emotes. And if you're a subscriber on Twitch, you get the YouTube videos a little bit earlier than everyone as soon as we end the stream. But we always put them up for free on our YouTube channel. And of course, if you can't support us in a monetary means, that is completely 100% okay. There are other ways to support us by following us on all of our social platforms, engaging us with us on those platforms. You'd be surprised that just responding to a tweet or commenting on a YouTube video or anything like that actually helps move us up in the algorithm. So if you love us, that's a good way to help support us. Retweet all of the things. And I think that's all I've got. So take it away, Mathis.
Feed the algorithm.
Yes, feed the algorithm, aka
That's really what it boils down to.
Feed the fear.
Nom, 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 nom.
All right, ladies, make sure you have your notebooks ready. Important names are going to be coming flying at you.
Hang on.
Today.
Let me grab. Y'all, I can't see. Let me get my glasses.
All right, get your glasses
We're making
out.
a Dakota glasses session today.
Sorry, y'all. I'm so old. Okay, here we go. Okay.
Everybody's good. So,
The Little Black Book.
our camera fades in from black on a familiar night street. A now owned movie theater amongst a row of rundown buildings, independent shops, and a small crowd that walks the sidewalk fills the night sky with conversation as we come to street level. Mixed among them, enjoying the company, simply enjoying the mortals passing by, the smell of mortal blood, the perfume, cologne, cheap booze, or BO that passes. It's just good to be reminded of mortal life every so often. There stands Ava, soaking it in on a rather quiet October night. It's not long, however, before somebody comes walking up, calling your name from the sidewalk. Ava, hey girl. And he's smile, a bright smile you catch first as the details fall in. You've seen and spoken to this gentleman a few times, one of your very own clan, Brett Stryker.
Oh, Brett Stryker.
This man has long flowing hair, eyebrows that are so perfectly shaped, even though you know they're perfectly shaped by his hand, they still look impeccable. His face is chiseled and asymmetrical. He's got a cleft chin and he's just perfect body all the way down. He is the embodiment of that physical toreador. As he smiles toward you, that warm feeling oozes over you, and he quickly jogs up before stopping. He reaches into his jacket pocket before sliding a little rose out with a little note tied to it, and he smiles and he hands it to you. Annabelle's throwing one of her parties and she's invited you. Tonight, a welcome home of some sort. She's keeping a surprise to herself. I don't really know what's going on. Trust me, I've tried to get it out of her. But he quickly kind of pushes up his sleeve, kind of showing his Rolex watch glinting in the sunlight. I mean, in the moonlight, rather. Sunlight, that'd be bad. Moonlight, as he looks down to, he's like, in about 2 or so hours, I wanted to give you a personal invitation, a rose from the garden, as it were. And he reaches over and gives you a very gentle kiss on the cheek. I hope to see you there. And he looks you up and down. In that, or whatever you choose to wear, you look. And then he just bites his lip rather harshly.
I will see you soon then. Oh, can I bring a +1?
Absolutely
Don't worry,
not.
it won't be,
He smiles. Absolutely not.
Good. I will,
We'll see you there.
keep that in notice. Shit.
And as Brett turns and he starts walking away, a dark car with tinted windows seems to pull out of nowhere from behind you, catching up to the corner. As the door swings open, he simply scoots inside and the door shuts, and off rolls the car. And as Ava even is maybe giggling to herself, going, how are we going to, what? The camera doesn't focus on Ava any longer. Instead, zooms in on the rose. There's a change in the atmosphere. The smell of mortals is replaced with the smell of wine and distinct blood. The sound of chatter on the street is replaced with the sound of music, filled in the air with light conversation. As the camera pulls back, we see Ava, and what would you have worn to a party?
Ooh, this kind of party, I think Ava would don one of her longer gowns. She has a long red dress that it's kind of like a tight-fitting dress, but at the bottom it kind of flows just a little bit, a slit in the side. She has these black heels with a like kind of like a trim pattern at the top. They're maybe a few inches. They're not stilettos or anything. She's wearing a black necklace with red gems on it and kind of like a long gloves that are a lace.
I love it. Ooh, I love the picture. And so this party is being held at some sort of formal ballroom. There's an ivory piano in the corner with somebody playing it elegantly that is filling the air with music. And you are surrounded by every notable rose in the Toreador garden that fills Chicago. Mortals mingling is the word, not meddling, mingling amongst them as well, having conversation, some certainly blood dolls, other maybe not even entirely sure that they are amongst those who feed on them. And Annabelle walks among them, her pitch white hair, her crystal blue eyes, and an absolutely gorgeous white dress that stops just above her knees. Now, Annabelle is a Toreador you know very little of, but what you do know of is this. Notes, ladies? She's a power-hungry kindred who at one point vied for the seat that Bella ended up scooping up before you were embraced. She looked for the Primogen Toreador seat many, many years ago. However, she was not successful. She keeps to herself for the most part, with the one exception, her parties. Her parties are where all Toreador who are worth a damn go when they are thrown. It's one of the only times Annabelle makes herself publicly available to any kindred that she deems worthy enough, or even maybe not worthy enough.
I was gonna say, was she at the event where Mr. Vitale was, where there was that big Toreador event that we had? I don't think she was there, right? Okay.
She only arrives to her own parties.
Okay.
that she
Good
throws.
to know.
As far as you know, let's get a roll here. What would Ava know of her past? Ava, can I get from you, please? What specialties do you have?
I have persuasion, seduction, craft design, performance drama, academics. I don't want to blank.
You know what? I'm going to ask for a intelligence politics roll.
Intelligence, politics. Where's my?
Oh, did we fix the rolls, by the way?
We did, yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
We just had to turn we had to turn one of the APIs
Okay,
off. I
this
think.
is a decent dice.
Oh,
roll.
that's right.
Let's
That's right.
Yeah, once we turned the script off, it worked.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, okay.
I got one.
Annabelle wasn't always this way, you've heard. At one point, she was the belle of the ball, as it were, one of the most popular and more powerful kindred in the city. However, her vie for the Primogen throne or the Primogen seat was such a grand failure. She sort of self-exiled. She didn't leave Chicago, but in that she no longer made herself a public figure as she once was. Hence, the parties becoming as special as they are now. Annabelle, the once powerful toreador who self-closed herself off after one failed coup attempt, can only be gotten a hold of at these parties.
Okay.
However, it isn't Annabelle here that we're here for. After some time and some mingling, and Brett, of course, making his way over to you as he's wearing a perfectly white suit to match that of Annabelle, with the exception of a crimson tie that goes down the center, down the part of his coat. He brings you over a glass of blood for you to sip with him, and he has light rumored conversation with you. If you poke and prod about what this is all about, what welcoming home you're expecting, he doesn't really know yet. It hasn't been revealed to him.
Okay.
And it only is revealed when the music comes to a sudden stop. Mid-light conversation with Stryker. The one playing the piano stands, and it's at that moment you realize that whoever was playing the piano wasn't some nobody. As he stands and gazes upon the room in his dark suit with deep red undertones on the inner lining of his jacket, his shoulder-length hair, his eyes, as they flint about, have this notable cloudy feature among them. He pushes back the stool on which he was playing the piano, now realizing that this kindred was the one giving the entertainment all these hours. And he strides over to Annabelle, who simply holds out her hand. He gently grasps hers, and she takes him to the center of the room. Everybody who went quiet now focuses on Annabelle, as she clearly has everybody's attention, yet of course no disciplines are being used. And once all are surrounded, she looks to him and smiles. He looks to all of the people around him and simply gives a gentle nod before Annabelle begins to speak. May I reintroduce to Chicago, one of our very own. And she smiles as she plucks a rose from her that was pinned to her dress and reaches over and plucks it to his suit. A man by the name of Nero. He smiles very gently and looks to her before looking back. It is good to be back. I have been in a slumber for quite some time. Though my torpor ends, and I look to reintegrate myself into society for whatever it is or whatever it has become. I would appreciate your patience with me if I seem to ask silly questions or things that any common man should know. I am no common man any longer. A man out of time. He seems to cut himself short before Annabelle takes a notable breath. Nero will be among my haven for some time as I help him reacclimate to Chicago. If there's any need to speak with him, please reach out to my people. I'll have my ghouls more readily available than they normally are. Though Nero is no prisoner, he's welcome to wander Chicago on his own, of course. She then bends down and gives him a very light kiss on the cheek. At that, conversation seems to kick back up, and people seem to kind of separate. Ava, anybody you'd like to speak to, or just kind of taking it all in?
Just kind of taking it all in. Ava finds this fascinating.
It is not
but-
Emperor Nero, by the way. Just to throw that out there. I don't want chat being like, the Emperor? No, it's not Emperor Nero.
He's awakened from his torpor. Here he
Yeah,
is.
that'd be bad.
No, I don't think she wouldn't poke around too much. This is one of her first invitations, so
Just really just laying low, taking it in, taking in the names.
Yeah.
After some time, as the party seems to be winding down, Brett makes his way back over to you. Well, don't say I said anything, but that was uneventful.
I was just thinking the same thing. That was
he laughs. It's not that I don't appreciate Annabelle's company and her parties. I adore the woman, truly. But I thought for something maybe more bombastic, something that might have shaken things up a little bit more. Oh well. Anyway, I had a question for you. If you found this place as rather unfulfilling as I expected.
well, it was a beautiful party, but you're right, a little
Well,
drab on some edges.
tomorrow is All Hallows Eve.
My favorite, still in my previous life and this one.
Have you ever been to the Painted Lady before?
I've not.
There's a moment where even you think for a minute and you've never heard that name.
Tell me more.
If you like a little bit of pain with your pleasure, head over to the Painted Ladies tomorrow night. He once again reaches into his jacket pocket and pulls out a small piece of like a business card. He slides it into your palm. That's with a +1 this time. Take whoever you want.
Sounds fun. I will be sure to be there.
I hope so. I do plan to swing by at some point tonight. I do enjoy an excursion out that way every so often. She's a unique type, that woman.
I see.
I'll see you tomorrow then. And he leans in and goes to give you a kiss on the cheek again. And then stands up and with a kind of a skip, makes his way over to, as he catches Annabelle leaving, you see him kind of raise his hand and with a quick jog, head back over to catch Annabelle just as she's about to leave the ballroom. You, of course, make your way out of the ballroom and slide into your vehicle, your ride for the evening, and make your way back to the movie theater south of town, where as you pull up or dropped off, you can see Dakota having some conversation with Grant on the outside. He swung by the movie theater tonight just to see what was going on and have some conversation, but realizing Ollie wasn't here, he decided he was going to head out. But he always enjoys a word with Dakota first. Well, next time, tell him. I mean, if you really want to get his attention, tell him I'm starting to get the itch. He'll come running. He comes running every time. Dakota, that's Grant speaking Dakota. He's saying it with kind of a shit-eating grin.
I pop a wheelie, no doubt, and I'm like, great. I'll remember that, Grant.
He's like, thanks. All right. And he leaves. Doesn't even see Ava going the opposite direction of which Ava arrives. Ava, as you walk up, seeing Grant maybe now block out that way. Dakota standing with her skateboard, just kind of practicing her ollies and trying to get some grinds across the sidewalk occasionally.
Yeah. Those sweet grinds.
Can I get a Dex Athletics check, please?
Oh
Yeah.
no.
One day, I'm going to have to make you put specialty skateboarding at some point.
Yeah, right.
I know. I rolled a 3.
So you see, actually, Dakota, she's clearly been practicing. Ollies are no problem anymore. She goes for one of those practice grinds where she's just the middle of the board, really balanced, just kind of sideways. She does it. She grinds for a bit, not a ton of momentum there. And she kind of stops, but she doesn't fall. She just able to put her leg back up, kick the skateboard back up. And just as you kick it back up in your hands and you look up, you see Ava's walking this way in that exact outfit that was described at the beginning here.
You look like a predator. Where have you been?
I was just at a party, actually.
Were you hungry, by the way, at that party?
I was not really. No, I'm at 1.
Okay, so you couldn't go down. There was nobody there to
Yeah.
kill.
Yeah. I was just at a party, a very lovely party among my fellow roses. It was interesting, to say the least. You know, the whole political situation among Toreadors is quite interesting.
By interesting, you mean boring and quiet.
Oh, it's not It's
Let-
not
I'm gonna
that
guess.
boring.
Wait. Let me guess. There was classical music.
There was piano, yes. It was beautiful.
Okay. Let me guess. Everybody had at least multiple thousands of dollars worth of clothing on their bodies.
You're not wrong there.
Yeah, wait. Let me guess.
Rolex and Prada and
Yeah. And Dakota just like keeps going, you know.
Well, I'll have you know that this party.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I just imagine there's a point that Dakota just asks, is there such a thing as a poor, ugly toreador?
Yeah. What is the balance there? Is there like a checklist to qualify?
You know, it doesn't matter. We're all beautiful in our own ways, and if we want to indulge in the lavish lifestyle of a toreador, it's fine. It's fine.
Well, if it means anything, you look great.
I appreciate that. I'm glad because everybody at that party looked great, and sometimes you just have a moment where you feel like you look like trash compared to some of the other people there. I'm sorry.
And in that moment, we actually can see as Ava looks back and kind of even remembering, there is, as the camera pans back in that kind of small flashback to that party, Ava is beautiful. She is gorgeous, and anyone would be lucky to even be able to spend an hour with this woman, and just talking to her, never mind date her. But when she's in a room of toreador of that age, it's not that she stands out, but to the trained eye, it's noticeable. There is an unnatural beauty among some of these that just pulls at your attention greater than even Ava could hope to, unless she decided to use disciplines. And she blinks a couple times and she's back.
Yeah, it was a good party. It was held by.
Did you have fun?
It was fun, yes, but kind of mostly uneventful. There was one big announcement of this toreador named Nero who just came out from torpor or something, and now he's like back in the city. I don't really,
You would be allowed, Dakota will be allowed simply because of her role as Hound. She may have heard word, an intelligence politics role.
Okay.
To see if the name is remotely familiar.
The likelihood of this happening is, hey, 2
Wow,
out of 3 die is
That
pretty
is
good.
Not bad. It's not what I needed. Unfortunately,
That's
you needed
okay.
it looks like you
Dakota's still
needed
really
to crit.
Proud.
Yeah. No, you're like Nero does not a name that's ever come up in the passings of you went through the ivory tower. Maya has the zoomies in case if you see Maya just ripping by.
Okay. He's important?
I mean, he seemed important that he had a whole party for his return, so.
Was the prince there?
No.
Only toreadors were there. Oh yeah, Bella is the toreador, but no, she wasn't there.
No, it was an exclusive
My
party.
brain was like Jackson's prince. No, he's not.
Not yet, Mathis. Not yet.
It was held by this other toreador. Her name is Annabelle. She is beautiful. Beautiful.
Annabelle,
bright blue
you would have heard
eyes.
Dakota, but you only would have heard she throws fancy parties that are extremely exclusive. That's all you know.
Okay. So she throws a couple private ragers on the regular, and they've accepted this Nero in? But isn't that the prince's job?
He has permission to be in Chicago, so.
To clarify, if he went into torpor in Chicago and there was like
He doesn't need it because he was already here.
it's a different.
This was like a welcome home party.
Correct. Welcome back.
Yes. Okay. This is a welcome back party.
That's what it seemed to be, but I mean, he was before our time, I think. So it's a big deal to some of the older kindred, it seems. But
interesting.
That was
And that was Ava's first official invite to an Annabelle party as well.
It was nice to be recognized as one of the Rose Garden, being invited to a party like that. So I'm feeling rather chipper tonight.
Hey, me too. I didn't do anything tonight.
Wow, that sounds riveting, Dakota.
It was!
Your skateboarding is,
Oh, wait.
the highlight of your night.
You'll be so proud of me. Are you ready? I bought a piece of jewelry.
Did you?
Would you like to see?
Of course I would like to see.
Dakota like unzips a pocket and pulls out a new set of brass knuckles. She like slips them on over her
Does it
fingers.
say BAMF?
She pulls
Got
out a
him
new
at the
set
pawn
of,
shop that you discovered?
And I like fit them on. I'm like, look.
It's actually, okay, out of curiosity, how much money would you have been looking to spend on a good pair of brass knuckles?
So I'll be
here?
honest, I really would like a silver set. So these would be these would be specialty, but that can always come later on. Like I imagine she came across a set of brass knuckles and was like, that's very cool. And
Can I please get you from you just a wit streetwise check as you're looking for specifically brass knuckles
okay.
here.
Okay. That's
Or
actually
silver brass knuckles, you know what I mean. Silver knuckles.
okay. I rolled a 2 out of a die pool of 5.
So you were able to get wow, that's unfortunate, but that's all right. Do you want to use willpower or are you good with 2?
I was about to
It's
say,
not a bad success. It's like it's a success with a caveat, basically.
Oh, with a caveat. That's my life story, Mathis. No, I'll willpower. I can do what, 2 of them?
Yeah,
Or 3
you can
of
do
them?
2.
2 of them.
Willpower for your freaking knuckles.
Yeah, you're gonna be real bummed why you're like what I tell you this is for.
That was a failure. And there we go. There you go.
1 extra success.
1 extra, so
Okay.
I got 3.
And do you have any points in resources?
I have 1 point in resources.
All right, so here's what you get. You actually, with 3 successes, you're able to find a pair of silver knuckles. So to
Okay,
speak.
nice.
However, they came on the cheap because they don't say they are spelling something, but it was a manufacturing error, and it says BAMP.
No. Bam. Well,
BAMP.
The sound it makes when my knuckles hit their face.
I see. You know, when you said jewelry, I got very excited for a moment, but
I mean, doesn't it qualify?
I mean, it does look very glamorous on your hand, Dakota, but
I need to close chat. I forgot to close chat. And Maggie, that was too good. Badass mother puncher. God, I hate it. I gotta close chat.
that's beautiful.
today's gonna be one of those days.
It is.
So,
Yeah, well, to each their own, I say. And
Right.
guess what? Pure silver. Ah,
Well, that's good. At least it won't tarnish when you're
no.
punching people.
No.
And
That was the best Tori response.
yeah, at least it won't
Dakota's
tarnish
like,
after a lot of wearing.
Lupine. No like silver.
Oh, right. I see what you're getting at. Okay. Sorry, that's not what was on my mind.
Obviously. Well, you're too fancy to just... Are you calling it a night?
I
It's like-
mean, well, actually, Dakota.
I don't like it when you
Dakota.
say actually, ever. Ever.
Dakota, my sweet Dakota. You know, you're the first person I saw tonight, so of the coterie. Ollie's lucky it's not him. So I just have a question for you.
So
I have a
backhanded.
proposal.
Right? Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna see where this sentence ends. Keep going.
Look, do you know tomorrow is a holiday? Did you know? Tomorrow night.
No.
It's Halloween tomorrow night.
Oh. Okay.
Did
Do
you
you
not?
want to go trick-or-treating?
No.
Door to door?
No. Dakota, no. We're kindred. We don't do that anymore on Halloween. There are a lot more fun things to do.
I don't know. Emmy might be out there trick-or-treating.
like, excuse me. Dakota's like, trick or treating door to door. That sounds fun.
Emmy's been out there for 40 years.
Yeah,
This is one neighbor. She's just like, I swear, every year.
Okay. So what are you getting at here, Ava?
I got an well, I don't know if it's really exclusive, but I got an invitation to a very special type of party tomorrow night. And I would
How
love for you
special?
to join me. How special? Well, it's at a club called the Painted Lady.
Do I know that club?
that
Club of Knowledge?
Intelligence politics.
I'm never ever gonna make this roll ever. Every
I
time
know,
you
but
ask
it's
for
great.
it. I know.
So great. You hung up your hound hat. So it's
Okay, I got 1 out of 3 die.
Absolutely no, never heard of it.
Great.
All I know about it is I received an invitation from the very handsome Brett Stryker. He is just
You know that name.
Really?
You don't even need to roll. Brett's ultimate goal is to just bang as many fucking kindred as possible.
Great.
He's a charming man. He's charming. But
Is that how you qualify charming?
that doesn't matter. He invited me, and what he told me is that it's a very unique club that has a bit of a mix of pleasure and pain. And
How much pain?
I don't know, and that's why I feel like I need to know. I'm curious. My curiosity might get the best of me. We need to check it out. We need to go.
Okay.
Come on. Dakota, when was the last time in our 10 plus
The
years?
last time we went to a club together, Ava.
Oh, well, let's not talk about that time. That was a different club. This club, it's okay, maybe.
I think there was a minimum of 4 Masquerade violations.
It was a bad night. Your
trying to
mama
think.
lost
Dakota
her
put-
head over that night.
Because I was gonna say, Dakota put a mortal's head through a table. Then, as a 17-year-old, lifted a 40-year-old army vet over her shoulder. Then you walked out the door where everybody saw. Then Ollie walked down like Spider-Man on the side of the building to 3 other mortals who you were already threatening and doing.
that's
It was
right, I
a
forgot.
mess.
And then there was a cell phone incident.
Yeah.
There was like the cell phone piece of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I said,
Listen, I'm gonna.
Yes. You know, we erase that time from our mind, and we've learned from that, right? We won't.
Yeah, not to go
violate-
to clubs.
Oh, come
That's
on,
that's
Dakota.
what I
you,
learned.
you can't deprive yourself of clubs from one mistake that we made years ago. It's time that you get yourself out there again, Dakota. It's time that you.
But I was never out there before.
Oh,
Ava.
you were Dakota. You always say that, but I think that you have something that a lot of people desire.
Don't have a set of brass knuckles.
A very unique set, clearly. But I really think that this would be a good thing for you to do, to go out, to do something a little out of your element, out of your normal skateboarding down the sidewalk, trying to do new tricks element. Come on. Just one night. When was the last time you did something on Halloween? Ever?
What qualifies as no? I mean, did I go trick or treating as a kid? No, sorry, probably not. I used to steal candy from the 7-Eleven.
That doesn't qualify for anything.
I've never owned a costume, Ava.
Dakota, we need to get you a new attire, and you need to come with me tomorrow night. Please. Let's just say it's a date, and I'm asking you out. Don't tell Ollie.
Okay. I'll go, but I'm only going because I don't like this Brett guy.
Fine. Maybe if he sees you, he'll be threatened to do anything.
I would say we're better off avoiding him, but
You can't avoid him. He'll find us. I can tell you that much.
you
He found me on the
avoid him.
He found me on the streets one night, so in his
This
perfect
guy.
chiseledness. It's
Well,
fine.
it's
Okay.
no secret. I'll put it this way, Ava. It's no secret for Brett that every kindred who's remotely ingratiated into the political world, as like you are and others are, Brett is. He's been trying to attain the title of Keeper of Elysium for years now, and he's just not subtle about his power moves.
Yeah,
It's just something. It's an open secret. Everybody knows he's attempting for that position.
that makes sense.
So of course he knows where you all live, because you were all recently granted domain. And he's kind of mingles with people of power. So he just swung by and he found you.
I mean, I'm gonna be really honest, Ava. Last time I checked, I gave the big middle finger to my job in the Camarilla. I don't think anybody's gonna want me around.
Just because you resigned from your position doesn't mean that you're excommunicated from everything. And besides, wouldn't it be a very interesting move to step down and still continue to do whatever you want and strut as you please among any social circles?
You're really good with words sometimes, Ava, and it just really...
I'm telling you.
All right,
the best
fine,
way.
fine, I'll go. But I don't have anything to wear.
You know who you're talking to, right? Don't look. Good thing it's tomorrow, and we still have a few hours of not daylight left. We can find something before tomorrow night.
Okay.
Let's do this. Let's do some shopping. Actually, let's go to.
This is Dakota's actual Halloween nightmare. Ava takes Dakota shopping. The perfect
episode.
Halloween special.
Yeah.
I know. Do we want to take an early, quick break for reasons, or do we want to?
That's up.
Oh.
I don't know if that's
That's up
something
to
we
you.
want. I don't know. It's up to you. I don't care. It's up to the two of you.
Okay.
Because Halloween, we're about to go into the next Halloween Eve, and I don't know.
Okay, hang on. I need to message Tracy.
Okay, we're gonna. Hey, chat.
Hey, chat.
Tracy, check this.
So far, this has been a fun episode.
Oh, it hasn't even begun yet.
Oh God.
You don't know what you're walking into. But that's the fun part.
But real talk, actually, would Ava know what kind of attire? Like, if she wanted Dakota to kind of blend in.
You would not know, especially with where
Okay.
you're going, because
Okay.
you've never heard of this club before. All you know is if you want to mix a little pain with pleasure, and here's an exclusive invite.
Fun. Okay. So we'll
Because
just.
Brett's just a smoozer.
Yeah.
And let's be real, you all just got a little bit of power and a little bit of domain. You're not stupid. Brad probably
Right.
gave this to you because he gets in your good graces a little
Yeah.
bit.
So, okay, I just messaged you.
Okay.
But that being said, okay, so I don't know. Do you want to break, Tracy?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, let's
We
do
have
a quick break
surprise coming,
for a
guys.
Halloween surprise for everybody here as the next night ensues and Halloween is about to begin. We'll be back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Sorry it took a little bit, but the special was our lovely players here dressing up as each other. And that is the plan.
The plan.
The plan is to dress up as each other for Halloween. So we'll dive right back.
Am I not a beautiful rose?
Yeah, no, of course you are. Absolutely. You're amazing. Can I have a rouse check from each of you as the Halloween Eve rolls in? So, would the two of you arrive already dressed up? Like, did you make plans the night before and be like, okay?
Yeah. No, I probably had to meet her there to get me dressed up. I imagine that was like part of the deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would Ava have dressed up ahead of time? Because she would have had enough shit to make her own costume.
Ava would have.
So
Ava,
you would have dressed up as Dakota ahead of time?
Yeah, so Ava's idea of dressing up as Dakota is like a leather jacket and like she like just like trying to look a little grunge. So she's trying to get like the she and her idea of grunge is probably like a very fashionable grunge. So she gets like this leather jacket, but it's like
she's wearing a $400 leather jacket.
You remind me of like the girlfriend of a 90s like drummer in a grunge band.
That's exactly,
who hates the music, who doesn't want to be there, but hey, he's kind of cool and he's a good fuck, so might as well. And now you have his leather jacket and you're like, I'm Dakota, I guess?
Yeah, like looking at the wigs, she's like, no, we're not going that far. And she's like, all right, this is enough, right? And we're going to some, cool club, so maybe leather is something that they like, but we'll see. So she just puts a leather jacket on and goes to meet Dakota.
The camera will be right above the movie theater, looking down from almost behind it, as we see the two figures on the right, Dakota in her normal getup at the time being walking this way around the time she always does after she went to her boat for the night and came back. And Dakota, as the camera lowers down to street side, we see Kedge's side of Ava, who's looks kind of the same, but she's got a leather jacket on. And yeah, she looks, I mean, she definitely made an effort to look different, but
Dakota,
she's still hot.
You only hear her voice when you walk up. I'm like, I'm not coming out. You said we were wearing costumes.
Is this not a costume? Is this
You look fucking normal.
normal? Do you call this normal? Okay, I had to tie my hair back and bring out a leather jacket.
Tie your hair back. Do you know they don't make hair ties for as much fucking hair as I have on my head? I had to buy special extra large sizes, Ava.
Well, maybe you should have let me do your hair once in a while and we wouldn't have this problem. Maybe you could have let me help you get a costume and we wouldn't have had this problem.
And I imagine Dakota, like, at that point, like, steps from around the corner and you see her, like, on the boat in this, like, skin-tight rave girl dress. Like, hair and pigtails. The same makeup she wore yesterday, which is the same makeup she wore from the day before and the day before and the day before.
13 years.
And she still has on her biker gloves, boots, socks, and her brass knuckles, because that's the only jewelry she owns.
She literally looks like she dressed up to go to a rave.
Well,
I thought we were going to a party, Ava.
You know what? You look great, Dakota. You do. You really do. I love the outfit. You could have taken off the biker gloves and the boots but it's...
And wear what? They're the only shoes I own, Ava.
Oh my gosh. Didn't we try to put you in heels once? Didn't that,
I think you did, season 1, yeah.
Yeah.
To Rye, and it was Bella.
All right, we won't go down that route again. I got my combat boots though, so we match.
They've got like tall heels. They click.
I bet they zip up the side. They don't even actually properly.
No, they
lace.
don't. Yeah, they're a zip up. They're definitely a zip up. Oh.
And as you like peer down and Dakota comes down, you can see like the freaking like the G, like the Gucci symbol on the side.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine. You know what? It's Halloween and you look adorable. You're gonna have to do something. That hair is not gonna stay for the night, but it's fine. It's fine.
And Dakota, like, she's like panting and grunting, and she looks at the boys and she's like,
You never tell anyone about this ever.
The one that just kind of comes up to you sloppily with his tongue out, and then sits down by your feet.
Yeah. She's like,
this is it. This is our secret, Ava. Nobody knows about this. Do you understand?
And here I was thinking we were going to be, taking photos and, enjoying the night. But it's fine. It's fine. I won't tell.
What? You
I
can't
won't
take
tell
pictures
Ollie
with me?
or Grant or
Please.
anybody.
Don't tell anyone.
But here's the thing, Ava.
Fun in that.
Dakota is also, she is nothing but muscle. Like 18-year-old full on like muscle. And she is in this most skin tight dress. She actually probably looks great, minus the tube socks poking
really
out
fit,
of her combat boots. But like,
Yeah, well,
yeah, she's fit as hell. And she's like, I swear to God, if you ever tell anyone about this.
Sure. At some point, Ava's going to try to sneak a photo of Dakota and do what she will with
That's
that.
a simple dex,
Yeah.
dex
I was about
stealth
to say-
versus wits awareness.
Yeah.
So feel free. We'll just have this roll.
Yeah,
We'll take the roll now, and we can have whatever happens. If it gets caught, we'll have it happen in an appropriate moment.
Oh, God.
Dex stealth.
I rolled a
Where
3.
is
3.
my stealth? This is not one I use often. All right, let's see. Let's see how I do.
Oh, no, deck stealth.
Oh, can I roll power? Wait.
Yeah, you can willpower 1. You get 1
Man,
d10, and it's
The
a
two
tie.
of us are so catty.
We
We've
really
used our
are.
power for the dumbest stuff today. Okay.
You will end up being caught.
Sorry.
but
It's
we'll
all right.
worry about that when it happens.
I know I let you take it, but that's all.
That's fine too. I'm
Yep,
fine
I'll
with
let
that
you
as
take
well.
it. But
Okay.
Dakota knows.
So you think you get away with it? Is what happens? Okay. Dakota kind of plops down, and as you do you want to get driven there, or are you like in for a long walk?
I break out the skateboard.
There's a ton of
ready?
people on the road. Ton of people on the streets.
Dakota,
The distant sounds of partying and not social distancing are everywhere.
I think we should walk there.
Assholes.
I want to
Walk.
strut our stuff, but not skateboard, please. Put that away for one night.
She tosses it. It clatters
Come
to the.
on.
She
the
does
deck
an
of the
ollie
ship.
first.
Yeah. Kickflip in a
Cute.
dress. What up?
You look cute. Let's walk through like the very bustling parts of the street in our
Are
costume.
you gonna bring her through the rack?
Yeah. Let's
God.
go.
All right,
Ava's
so you
gonna
can
take
enjoy
the
a
long
night
way.
at the rack before you go anywhere else. And the rack tonight is like no other night you've truly experienced it, Dakota, because you avoid the rack as a rule in the first place. And even when you're here, it's not on days that are celebratory in nature. Tonight, it is a mash of bodies in cheesy Halloween costumes, expensive Halloween costumes, no Halloween costumes, children, adults, drunk people stumbling and pissing down alleyways, people continually bumping into you, groping at you, trying to buy you drinks, buy you food. And this is what you're greeted with when you first step into the rack. The
Really,
smell of
Ava?
mortals permeates every orifice. You can smell every
at the
type of
ones-
blood milling about.
Look at the ones dressed as vampires. Aren't they adorable? they really think we look like that. It's
A couple
so
of
cute.
Baculas walk by, a Mr. and Mrs. Dracula.
God.
As you do that, they actually, as you do that, they actually both smile and back at you, and they like the man stumbles into his wife as his wife holds him up a little bit.
This is the one night we can really mess with people.
This is the worst night of the year.
Oh my god. Come on, you have to just enjoy it and just laugh at the situation. Just have a little fun, Dakota. My gosh.
Fine. Pick. You're fine, Ava. I'm here.
Let's
as long-
dance. Come on.
So you want to take her to a club? is what
Hey,
wanna
when you
do.
say dance, now Dakota likes to dance. We've
Yeah,
been
of course.
dancing before. Dakota likes to dance. I'm like,
Okay,
true.
fine. Dancing, not smoozing.
Yes. Let's dance a little at the rack. Or somewhere
do you want a
else.
club hop? Is that the plan? Just a club
Yeah,
hop?
just
and
a little bit of
No.
club hopping before we
It's
hit our
actually-
final
Ava is able
destination.
to simply walk by most of every club here. Wherever you go has a line or a weight of some sort. But Ava, in her toreador talents, is able to bring the both of you up front. And with a simple couple of words, every single bouncer moves out of the way for Ava and Dakota. And you're able to club hop as much as your heart desires. Is there a particular goal here? Out of curiosity.
I looked at as we're like dancing. Ava's not going to use awe. Actually, she probably would. Well, actually, she would ask Dakota
God.
first.
Dakota,
come on. Let's.
Fine, at least they'll be looking at you and not me.
Awe is always a risk of a masquerade breach if ever discovered. If another kindred sees you do it, feels you do it. That's the danger of
Can't
using
you
awe.
just like show some more cleavage and get the same effect?
You simply, all I was gonna say, whatever you're looking to do with mortals in your beauty, a simple manipulation or charisma with persuasion is really all you're looking to do, depending on what you're trying to do here.
So I looked at Dakota and I tell her, I'm not sure if I told you about this, but you haven't seen Eric around lately, have you? He
As the background is filled with like an electric music of just rhythmic
like,
thumping and a mass of people.
What?
Rushed up against you and dancing
You
and
mean
shit.
Chad?
Yes, I want to find a new Chad. We got to find one. I want you to help me.
I am not a Chad magnet.
Oh my gosh, you can help me pick one out.
Ugh.
Come on, Dakota.
We're going Chad shopping.
We're going Chad shopping.
I knew there was. Dakota goes, I knew there was more to this than you were telling me about.
I'm sorry. Look, I ate the last one a little. It went a little too. And
So you want another one?
Yeah, he's useful. Look, we used him for all the technology and finding people
Meanwhile,
on Facebook.
through this conversation, as she's speaking to you, all through this conversation, Dakota, while Ava ignores it, probably just used to it, not that she doesn't know what's happening. There are constant men walking into her and constant women walking up to her, trying to hand her drinks or trying to catch her ear. It's not like 20 or 30. It's like 1 to 5 over the course of the conversation. And she, as she's talking to you, is just like politely pushing them away. And she's like, we need to find a new one.
Well, Ava, it seems like you could have your choice of whatever you want. How do you want me to help you with that?
Oh, I trust your judgment, Dakota.
Yeesh. Okay, fine. How about that one?
And you point to just a random person.
I point to the chattiest of the Chads. Collared
Look
shirt.
around. It's hard
maybe
to
a
see the
smidge
Chads.
buttoned.
Of course, it's hard to see the Chads in the dance room, in the dance floor, because you're mashed together. But just up above in the VIP, that's where a lot of the Chads are. And as you kind of gaze up, you actually see a like short black-haired man with a scruffy like 5 o'clock shadow with not a Bud Light, a Bud Light Lime in his hand as he leans against the banister, and he's having just like. The woman he's talking to is clearly lost interest, but he has clearly not gotten the hint, and he's just babbling and babbling as she just looks away constantly.
Yeah, that could be one. You know what? I think
How do we get to the second floor?
The good pickings are up there. Dakota, it's not that hard. Come on.
as you kind of put your arm under hers and guide her to the stairs where where a bouncer rather kind of steps in the way. Name?
Ava, hello.
And Ava, after a few simple words and not even needing to necessarily use a discipline, and he steps out of the way.
It's that easy, Dakota. Come on.
Where's my life with that easy?
And
We've been met with zero opposition. Dakota does not know what a life without opposition looks like. Like she can't walk into 7-Eleven without somebody picking a fight. So like,
it literally looks like when Ava deals with these people, she walks up to them with a smile, says a few polite words, and they just simply move out of the way.
Now, the good pickings are up here, so let's pick one out, shall we? Like we're going pumpkin picking or something.
we were
and find the perfect
dancing.
one. The right shape, the right everything.
Completely ignoring Dakota, just continuing to talk about her ideal Chad shape.
Okay, so pumpkin shaped. Well, he is not pumpkin shaped.
No.
As you look
but-
around, there is a pumpkin-shaped man sat in a in one of the benches, and he's just kind of slouched, legs Superman spread as far as they can be, and he has a kind of held in both hands gingerly by the fingertips, held between his legs. He has a can of Pabst.
Oh God.
He is incredibly pumpkin-shaped. His head might be a stem. There's no neck.
That seems significantly more pumpkin.
Maybe that wasn't the right analogy, but you know what? He might be a good one. Look, we just need somebody we can use in case we ever need anything that's out of our own purview. like technology and things like that. It's fine. I'll maybe go talk to him.
I'll stand here and watch.
Who do you go talk to? The pumpkin-shaped man? Or the guy who was boring the hell out of the other girl, the Chad man?
I'll talk to the pumpkin-shaped man because
I'm
why
like, I thought it was.
She like walks over to this guy. As Ava approaches, he kind of sits upright, but I mean, in sits upright, he kind of like,
Yeah. Yep.
and then that's about it. And as he watches you walk over, and as he realizes you're getting closer and closer and you're actually walking towards him, he does attempt to like sit himself up. He puts the can. There's no table in front of him. He's just sitting in a cushioned bench. He kind of slides it and then pushes it under the bench, and he just kind of sits up as you walk over to him.
Hi, and Ava will just
He smiles. Hey.
she'll like sit on, if he's sitting like in maybe a chair, she'll kind of sit on like the side, like one of the arms, and just kind of
It's
like
a longer
lean over.
bench, and there's a spot next to him, but you could sit on the you could just ignore it and sit on the armchair part next to him.
I think she will just
Okay,
kinda,
Dakota watches as like there's a little bit of words, and then she simply elegantly sits herself on the armrest right next to him, crossing her legs, angled and turned gently towards him. He's like, to you, Dakota, he looks like a dog about to get a treat. Hey, hi. Name's name's Dave. Dave. You can call me Dave. David works too. And he reaches up his hand.
Ava.
As you
nice
grab
to meet you.
hold, he clearly notices you're rather cold to the touch, but you notice how clammy his hand is.
So, are you here by yourself, or are you with somebody?
Oh, I'm by myself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Hey,
here with
this is
my,
I know you catch me on my monthly visit to this place
oh, monthly visit. So you come here often?
once a month.
Okay. Well, I kind of go around all different places, but decided to stop here tonight, and I'm glad I did. I get to meet you.
He smiles even wider, just like really buying it in. You see him, Dakota, as he actually leans in a little bit. I have never had a night quite like tonight either, and to be speaking with a woman such as yourself, I am also very, very lucky.
Do you live in the city? Are you? Where do
Oh
you live?
yeah, I'm out by Elmwood Park.
Okay.
That's Royal Forest. Not surprising to hear. That's where a lot of
Okay.
people and with decent-ish jobs live.
Good. Well, I'm. How about you and I just kind of talk a little more privately, away from all these people? You know, I like to. I'm getting a little.
Can I? And he
little
actually like pushes
crowded.
himself up. And as he stands up, you kind of like see as his hands are a bit more aged and weathered than normal, and his eyes, you can see the crow's feet as they kind of the light hits him as he stands up, and you can see this man's probably somewhere in his 50s or so. And he looks to you. Can I get you a drink? What are you drinking tonight?
Oh, I'm good. I've had, I think, one too many actually, so I'm gonna cut myself off for the night. But feel free to continue if you plan on it.
Yeah. And he kind of puts up a finger to one of the nearby walking around servers, and he jiggles the empty Pabst in front of him, and the server just gives a nod, and he walks out to the back. Within a few minutes, he comes back, already opened can of Pabst, hands it to him. Thanks, bud. Where can we? Do you want to leave or?
There's no places here that are more private,
There's like
secluded?
2 private rooms, but getting into them is a monetary feat for the most part. Usually you have to rent them.
I could probably use a bit of fresh air. I don't know about you.
Sure.
I'll be right back. I just want to let my
Do you do
my
that to
girlfriend
Dakota?
know.
Do you like
Yeah.
obviously kind of point and he looks over? And he looks over to Dakota and he sees you, and is that the face you make, Dakota?
Yeah. Yes.
And he looks back to you, Ava, friend?
Yeah, she's
She could come.
He
He looks over to you. You can't hear the words he's saying over the volume, Ava. I mean, Dakota, you can simply see conversation. And he looks to you, looks to Ava, looks back to you, and he waves you along.
She's I think she wants to enjoy the party a little bit more. I will have to, find her again at the end of the night, make sure that she's safe, but
Sure. No problem. I just didn't want to, she looks a little young. Didn't know you were like with her or something.
Oh, she's
like chaperone.
Oh, no. She'll be fine. She can handle herself.
He just nods.
Let's get some fresh air.
And Dakota, you just watch as she leads him down the stairs. The dancing crowd sort of splits for Ava a little bit as she walks through with him and out the front door. Dakota, do you do anything in the club, or does Dakota wait?
I hate this.
Yeah,
How did I get here? Okay,
you
Dakota.
got brought into the VIP and abandoned.
I look around.
The Chad, at this point, he's the woman who was talking to has wandered off, and most of the people have kind of ignored him. And you being a new face, Dakota, he actually catches your eye for a moment, and there's a bright flash of a smile that comes across his face, and he and as he flags down a waiter, and as he does, you give him the middle finger, and he then grabs a drink and kind of turns around and just looks down to the crowd, completely ignoring you.
You know what? I was promised a dance, and I didn't get it, so I will dance with myself.
All right. And
so Dakota goes down, and she's like pushing through people, like, get him. And she gets all the way up to the massive sub speaker, because like the closer you are, the more like impact. And up there, she can yell as loud as she wants, and nobody can hear her. And she's gonna just rage dance near the bass speaker at the front.
Okay. So you're like, it's not at all in tune with the weird like remix of like the Weeknd song that's coming out through the speakers, but man, it doesn't matter right now because it helps. What are you doing, Ava, on the outside with this gentleman?
Ava is going to entrance him to go around the back where there's nobody around. And then she's going to take a nice bite.
Yep, I figured as much. Doesn't take much to get him to an alleyway. He immediately, even if you suggest the alleyway, he's immediately accepts like this. He's like, he didn't expect his night to go like this. This is incredible. This is the best night he's had at this club in years. And so you walk him out to the back alleyway, away from prying eyes. And the plan is to feed, you said?
Yeah, feed and lingering kiss.
So lingering kiss is a rouse check, correct?
Yes, indeed, yeah.
There's no resistance for him, right? Okay. So you're gonna gain a hunger, obviously.
Okay.
And then you're going to feed, and you're just gonna feed down that hunger, are you not? So.
Yep.
Pretty much, you're just gonna slake 1 point off of him, I imagine, to keep yourself at 1.
Correct. Ignore that.
Sorry. Yep. So that way he's not gonna be like unconscious forever.
Right.
Oh no, it's cost free. You're fine.
Oh, okay.
And choose to use a power not during each feeding. The victim gains a bonus equal to half the user's presence to 1 category of dice pools. Oh, the victim gains. I didn't know that. The victim gains a bonus equal to half the user's presence to the cat. So what do they get? What's your presence rating?
My presence is 4.
So he's going to get a +2 to...
Wow.
He's going to take in physical. Chosen by the user. Oh no, so I think, this benefit lasts for a number of nights equal to the user's presence in his... Oh no, so you get to choose what he gets a bonus in. Does he get a bonus in physical, social, or mental stats?
I would probably say mental.
Okay, so his mental stats are going to get a +2 for 4 nights straight.
Okay.
And is renewed to full duration if used again. So you can always re-up the time if you feed on him again.
Okay.
Once the benefit fades, withdrawal strikes, and all actions are spent working towards requiring a new fix. So again, you're immediately letting him, he's becoming addicted, and he's gonna have 4 nights before he needs the itch again.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, lingering kiss is great. It's like a cheap ghoul. It's like a cheap temp ghoul. He doesn't get the healing. He doesn't get the age freezing.
That is insulting. The cheap version of a ghoul, that's insulting.
I mean, it makes sense for Toriers to have a bit of cheap ghouls, man. Like that's really what it is, and it's free. Yeah, it's free.
Yeah.
But he's immediately addicted, and he will do whatever it can. So you created an addict in doing this, and you always create an addict doing this. So you leave him in the alleyway, kind of woozy and out of it. He slumps to the ground, but he'll be okay. Only feeding 1 point is only going to give him a night of a basically bad hangover. And eventually you wander your way back into the club to find Dakota, where you see her very clearly leaping around in front of the speaker. And as you make your way over to her and gently place your hand on her shoulder, Dakota, as you're about to push somebody off who keeps trying to dance with you, you realize it's actually
It's me.
About fucking time!
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, look, it's work and pleasure tonight. I got it done. and-
As you gotta pull away from the speaker and make your way outside.
I don't need the details.
All right, let's look.
Can we go to the party we're actually supposed to be at?
Yes. Let's go. Club hopping is fun. But yes, let's end the night
On a scale of jerks to jerks.
at the Painted Lady. On a scale of jerks to jerks.
I mean, yeah, Dakota's like, well, you fed, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Feed Dakota?
Are you hungry,
she's
Dakota?
at
'Cause this
two
is the
hunger.
place.
I mean,
I'm
you
sure
could have.
she'll-
This is the time. You could have fed if you wanted to. Just like you were moshing around yourself after enough times, grabbing somebody and just being like, "Fine," but you like, yeah, you take a bite out of him.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I only need to satiate one hunger.
Yeah,
so
you're
it
just gonna
wouldn't
take a
have been
quick
that
bite.
much.
He's gonna be like out of it, but he'll be mostly fine. You're both at one hunger. So
Yep.
the walk is rather long. You are heading into Old Town in Chicago. Very specifically, Ogden Avenue is where this invite brings you. You kind of peel away from the downtown city, and while the streets down here are more, they're not rather empty. This is a more, I don't know if eclectic is like the word I'm looking for. It's like that indie feeling of like, when you walk out, I'm trying to think of a name of a street, but there's like not, it's very artsy
Yeah.
part of town, very independent business part of town. That's kind of what you're looking at here. And it's like this for blocks upon blocks, wandering through, people arm in arm. There's a lot of little Halloween events happening, a little Halloween lighting from the lamps hanging across down these old streets. But eventually, as you walk up to the address, you're actually brought up to what looks like a tattoo parlor. It is, of course, labeled the Painted Lady.
I guess this is the place.
Okay, well, at least we'll be in better company than last time.
As you head over to the front door and pull on the door, a little bell attached to it jingles as it swings open. They're open rather late this evening. You can actually hear the buzzing of a tattoo machine somewhere in the back. After walking into the foyer or the lobby area where all the tattoo arts are plastered up against the wall, where somebody who maybe just wanted a tattoo but didn't know what they want could kind of shop. And there's actually a binder on a table nearby too that one could flip through as you wait for somebody to come greet you. Does Dakota have an interest in like looking at all of these
I feel
beautiful
like,
art?
oh yeah, for sure. I imagine because they'll have it up on the walls.
Yeah, as I said,
it's
all
a
on the
proper
walls.
parlor.
There's a binder on a table.
She's like looking and
The different styles and art styles, and then you have everything from your, of course, like flaming skulls to your gorgeous, like beautiful pieces that are more classical in nature. And then you said you kind of left alone for a little bit. You said would Dakota say anything walking in here? Would Ava say anything walking in here? This does not look like a club.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Who are we supposed to be meeting?
I mean, not really anybody. It's just a more exclusive
I mean,
club party. Something.
as much as I'd like to say we could, get a tattoo, Ava, we can't.
I know. It's kind of sad. It would have been fun to get it. We could get matching tattoos. I mean, we could, and it would just go away the next day, wouldn't it? I don't know how. I actually don't know how it works.
I guess that's true.
Eventually, as the mid-conversation, a woman actually walks in. She's got long, pitch black hair with two very bright red stripes that run through them. She's got a very alt-punk kind of look to her with her attire. I try to explain it, but as someone who's not alt-punk, I'd probably do a terrible job at describing what each piece of clothing is. But she kind of walks in, looks at the both of you, gives a very polite smile. Evening, ladies. How can I help?
Hi. I pull out the card that Brett gave me.
She takes a step forward. Her boots are much closer to Dakota's boots than they are to yours. And there's a heavy step on the tile floor as she reaches and plucks the card from your hand and steps back. Continue, Ava, what were you saying?
We received an invitation.
She holds it up, flips it to the other side. Who gave this to you?
My dear friend Brett gave it to me. Brett Stryker.
And she smiles. So you're not here for a tattoo then? And she then takes the card and she just folds it in half. It bends in the middle, and she places it in one of her jean pockets. She nods. All right, follow me. Ain't seen your faces here before. As she kind of casually opens up as you walk through the parlor. Most of the the tattoo would you call them? Are they called beds? Like, what do you call the thing that you lock? What is it? A bed? A chair?
Could be
Wait,
both.
you
Most
mean
of them
where
are empty, is what I'm saying. Like
Oh,
the person
okay,
who's
okay,
getting
yeah.
tattooed.
The
lies on.
tables, the tables.
The tables. There you go. Most of the tables are empty, save one in the back where a curtain is pulled. You can see a couple of shapes moving, and somebody's getting a tattoo. But she looks back to the both of you. Said, "Yeah, I ain't seen you two be here before."
No, first time actually. Thought we'd
And
do a little
she
something
looks-
different tonight.
She looks over to Dakota, who's not saying anything either.
What she said.
All right, she just gives a kind of nonchalant shrug. Eventually, you walked over to what is clearly a door to a basement. As it's pulled open, it's a metal door, and there's a single light that kind of leads downstairs. And as the door is pulled open, what was eventually silenced is then filled with a muted, low thumping. She just kind of makes a nonchalant gesture. Well, strangers, enjoy your night.
Are you coming to the party?
She looks back to the tattoo parlor. Working doll, sorry.
Maybe after work then.
Too
She
bad.
shrugs. Maybe. And gestures again.
I
As you make your way.
smack Ava on the hiney. She's going down first. This is her
Did
party,
that catch Ava by surprise?
Yeah, it does actually.
Let's go.
There's a loud slap
Yeah,
noise.
there's like
as
a
Ava's
very,
"Oh."
like a very sisterly like smack on the
Yeah,
hiney
of
that's
course.
like
Yeah.
you first.
All right, let's go.
And she makes her ways down the stairs, followed by Dakota. And shortly after, the door shuts behind you with a loud clatter. The dim light gives a very orange glow to these creaky wooden stairs that eventually give way to a concrete floor in what is a typical kind of basement area. There's a hall that stretches a decent way down with no doors on either side, just a concrete hall with about 5 lights dangling 3 to 4 feet apart that dimly light to another door at the end. Do the two of you say anything to each other as you make your way? It's very clear that the thumping is now some sort of bassy music, and it is absolutely coming from the end of that hallway.
If you eat me, I'm leaving you in the cage tonight.
Oh my god.
Do not leave me.
I will not. I will not. I'm not
Is that
quite
fear
sure.
from Dakota?
Yes, this is her nightmare, y'all. All of this is like her social anxiety nightmare at its worst. At its worst.
I don't think I'm gonna want to leave you, Dakota. This is not my normal element either. So, yeah, we'll stick together.
Toreadors first.
Thanks. I'll just make my
And
way.
you start
to the,
walking
to
down the
music.
hall. The clacking of your heels is barely audible over that bassy thumping the closer you make your way to this door. And just as the door is about 20 feet in front of you, out of nowhere, in front of the door, kind of rippling into existence, is a rather disfigured looking man. He's got a large cut almost up to the side of just the right side of his face, exposing sharp teeth, and he's got really bright yellow glowing eyes. And a Nosferatu ripples into existence. He looks at the both of you as you get closer, and he brings up a clipboard in one of his hands. And he looks to you, looks down. Name.
Ava Heloise.
And there's a fire suddenly happening as the ambulances roar by.
I have my window open, so you hear.
As he looks down at the list, yes, Ava Heloise, and this is your +1 then.
Yes.
He
My
gives it
plus
another
one.
toothy smile as a little bit of drool kind of eeps out the side of his right side of his face. And he simply steps to the side. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you.
I look at Ava with the fear of a child going to the dentist.
Ava's still enthralled. She's so curious by everything, so she's just gonna smile. And
You have a name, friend?
I say to the nose,
He looks to you and then he smiles before you watch him ripple out of existence.
That's what I thought. Always disappearing when you need them the most. No, sorry.
under my breath, I like whisper.
You hear as a whisper
yeah.
in your ear, rude.
Yeah.
Give him the finger. Again, I'm on the finger count tonight. And
Dakota goes, no stopping now.
Who opens the door?
Ava will. She's
And as
smiling.
you reach forward, grab hold of the handle, turn it with a loud clank, it is a metal door. with no windows on the in, and you actually pull it towards you, and it grinds very slightly against the concrete, more heavy than most normal doors would be. If you were a mortal, perhaps it'd be a bit more of a struggle to open this thing. But as you swing it open, it kind of grinds across the concrete. That muffled music is now loud. It's almost all bass, but there is a tune under there somewhere, but the bass is almost all you can hear. And as the two of you step in, you're on this metal scaffolding that holds maybe 5 to 10 feet long, that stands a good 30 feet above a center room in an oval shape. In there, you can see people milling about, dancing some, others fucking each other, others clearly being fed on without any semblance of a course of concern for the masquerade or anything. The door is shut then behind you, and the stairs that go down into this main room are spiral. The main room branches off into a larger hallway that clearly leads into one other room, with a few rooms that lead offshoot in that larger hallway, where the doors are all closed. This seems to be the main area, and there are bodies mashed together down there. The more you look and take it in, the more you realize this is not your typical club. Obviously, that settled in initially. But as your eyes gaze past that center of the room, you actually see some people chained to the wall, being slashed at very lightly as blood trickles down their open wounds. Others being whipped, while others are actually being bound, gagged, and tortured via feather.
I feel a little underdressed, Ava.
Me too, actually. I guess that's the pain part that she was talking about.
I laugh at that. Dakota laughs at that.
Did you tell Dakota that there was going to be pain? Was that something that you brought up? I can't remember you saying that there was going to be a pleasure and pain part to this.
I did bring it up. Yes,
You did,
Okay,
but like,
okay.
you know, like pleasure and pain is like a saying you read in a book.
Yes, exactly.
Not a club you walk into, at least not in Dakota's like world
Yeah.
perspective.
Well, it may be more interesting than we thought, Ava.
Yeah, interesting is the right word I would put here.
What do we do?
I don't know.
I'm so awkward. I'm like, what do I do with this?
Yeah. It's
Do you stay on the
fine.
scaffold? I'm assuming this is all happening while you're standing up there, just taking everything in.
Do you,
Yeah.
How about this? I lean over and go, do you see anybody we know?
I want to know. I want to know if we know anybody here.
Wits awareness, the both of you.
I would love to find out like there's somebody in our
This could be
circle who's,
dirt,
like,
y'all.
goes to this party. Yeah, I would love it.
I got a 1.
You got a 1.
I gotta.
You got 4 total.
Yeah.
The first
Wow,
person.
Ava.
This is something that I'm going to slow roll over the evening of what faces you see, instead of
Okay.
being up there and like, yeah, 9 people that I know. You
Bing,
just
bing, bing,
be
bing,
slow.
yeah.
But the first person you see standing up there, the one person you expected to be here, and he was expecting you earlier, is Brett. You see Brett actually having jovial conversation with 2 others who are both nude, a male and a female, while he is dressed to the nines. And he's just got a mug in hand as he's having polite conversation. The reason you catch him first is because he sticks out as the most, I don't want to say normal, because BDSM is everybody has their own thing, but he's the one that's not participating in all of the stuff happening most openly. That's the first one you catch.
I'll see if I can try to make eye contact with him, or see if you've.
From where
if
you
he's
are, he is
noticed.
much too embroiled in what is in whatever
Okay.
conversation he seems to be having.
Okay.
But do you tell Dakota? Do you point him
I
out
will.
to Dakota?
Well, there's Brett and his
Oh, yeah,
beautiful,
Brett.
perfect image there. Sorry, I just can't help myself.
What? Clearly. Whatever you say, Ava. It's not really my type.
I like pat her hand a little bit.
He seems a little busy right now, at least.
You might say.
Dakota is.
Everybody seems a little
I
busy
feel like
here.
Dakota is unraveling before our eyes.
I like watching. Like this is a lot for her.
Yeah.
Maybe we could just get a drink, like some normal. Something
Yeah.
normal. Can we do something normal?
Yeah, we'll start easy. We'll start normal, and then
Great.
we'll see where the.
I
next
need to
takes us.
peel a label, yo.
Do you go ask? There's no clear bartender or bar here. There is people doing all sorts of carnal acts.
Great.
mashed
So
amongst
it's
each other.
not really a bar. So I
The
look for a
only
bar and
person you
realize
actually
I
see
can't-
with a drink in hand is Brett,
Oh.
and it's like I said, it's a mug of something.
Well, after you.
Do you begin to glide down the spiral staircase, the clang, 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 all the way down to the center floor? People will ignore you. You're not paid attention to. And you make your way around the center of the room where you can watch now. Those who are clearly and kind of enacting in those more primal pleasures are also feeding. It's very clear that this place is both a feed and kind of pleasure palace, if you will. You make your way over to Brett, who eventually catches your eye as you get your way closer, and he waves you over. He smiles to you and smiles to Dakota. I see you're +1, and he reaches over. Have we met?
No.
A pleasure. Brett Stryker.
I know. Dakota Rain. You know.
I know that name. Yes, one of the hounds of Chicago, or at least was once a hound. You've recently resigned.
Look at
have you
you,
not?
so informed, Brett.
He smiles. Can I get you girls something to drink?
Yes, actually, I would love something to drink.
He actually gestures to the 2 nude people in front of him.
Oh.
I'm full up. I ate at the rack.
He smiles. He's like, have your choice. Both are my pets and are willing. Isn't that right? The man looks up and he simply says, yes, daddy. And the lady goes up and, yes, sir.
Well, that is helpful.
He smiles. They're well behaved, I promise.
So is this your normal grounds, Brett? Do you normally come here, or do you kind of go everywhere?
I go everywhere. He smiles again.
So what brings you here more than anything? What is it about this place that entices you?
He gestures to the everything happening. Only on Halloween do you get a place like this busy. I enjoy the scenery. I don't particularly partake, but the smell, the sounds. And there's a Dakota probably like really makes him uneasy, but he genuinely seems to kind of shiver in enjoyment at that.
Well.
And he eventually kind of comes out of it, his eyes are open.
Brett. Say the busy is not like this always.
No, but the 2 of you are new, and I would like to introduce the 2 of you to the owner of this fine establishment. She does enjoy meeting those who are new to her club. And of course, it's her domain, so laws are laws. And he smiles.
They are. And
Of course. We'd be
how
happy
rude
to.
would we be?
He reaches forward, grabs the ass of the nude man in front of him, and gives him a long, very passionate kiss before brushes him off. And then he reaches over for the woman and takes a long bite and feeds very freely from her in front of you before he gives a very intimate lick, closing the wounds. He cracks his neck. Now I'm full. Come on. And he just begins to walk. Dakota absolutely.
Shell shocked. She's in full on shell shock mode.
Ava's still smiling this whole time. Like, she's just like very happily smiling and taking it all in. I feel, Ava's smiling. Dakota's just like shocked. I can just picture it now.
Not very subtly shocked, because Dakota is not subtle. And that's
Yeah.
why her wit's awareness is so low when you're walking down the halls here.
Sensory overload.
As you look through these halls, they actually look familiar. Both of you actually have easy looks into the ones where the doors are open. They actually look like tattoo stations, each of these rooms on the side. But a couple of the doors are shut. But one isn't shut quite all the way. And as Ava's walking by, she actually catches what sounds like a familiar pained grunt. And as she kind of looks in to catch a flash with her 4 successes, she actually can see what looks to be the sheriff lying down getting a tattoo somewhere around his neck. And he's sitting there grinding his teeth. But you walk by very quickly. You only catch a glimpse of him.
I will wait to tell Dakota because I know that's gonna spark something. So I look and I like.
That is a smart choice. If Fury goes off, if you Fury, oh man, the 2 of you can't go to clubs by yourselves. If a Fury
No, we
frenzy happens.
cannot. This is a hot mess.
But Ava keeps it to herself and says nothing. And you made your way to the end of the hallway where a big old grand double door is. On the other side, he actually leans his ear up against the door. And both of you, can I get a wit's awareness?
Oh, yeah. 2.
With both of you getting 2s, you actually can hear what sounds also on the other side of this door. That sounds like pained groanings of a sort. Certainly pain. whimpers, yelps, and the occasional groan. And as he pulls his ear back, it'll just be a few moments. And he takes a sip from his mug. So how was your night? I was expecting you earlier.
We did a little bit of our usual club hopping.
He actually looks you up and down. He's like, I love the costume.
Thank you. I'm trying to...
Let me guess. A gangrel.
Yes. Yes, you're so... Oh my gosh. I can't believe you figured it out. You're so intuitive.
And he gives a very polite chuckle at that. You pulled it off. If I didn't know you, Ava, I would never have been able to tell otherwise.
And Dakota is going as one of us, Toreador.
He looks to you and he's like, now I see it. Valiant attempt. And he takes a sip from his mug. No one can truly pull off a Toreador, but watching one of your kind try is well,
I feel welcome.
And he kind of awkwardly sips from his mug, smiling to the both of you. And if it kind of an awkward silence maybe settles in as Dakota clearly didn't take that as a compliment like he intended.
Yeah.
And he leans up against the door.
It wasn't. Because it's not a compliment.
Try to tell that to him. As he leans in again, and the both of you also realize the groaning has stopped. He's like, I believe she's ready. And he knocks a few times. The doors then open from the inside. He steps aside and is like, well, enjoy your nights, ladies. She's wonderful company and even more wonderful conversation.
Thank you, Brett. And maybe I'll see you later.
He smiles and winks. Maybe. He strides.
Bye, Brett.
Goodbye.
Dakota.
Dakota. I'm sorry. It's not. And he kind of waves. Nothing personal.
So says the Toreador.
Clearly can be heard by Ava, but nobody else as you make your way through the double doors. And here, it's very similar. It's a larger room, almost the size of the main room, but much, much more scarcely populated. In the center, lying on a very centrally presented tattoo table in this room, is a woman who sits hunched very slightly. Her ears are enormous and bat-like as they stretch far back behind her head. Her head is completely bald. No hair strings can be seen, and veins crawl all down the sides of her back, her temples, all the way down the back of her neck. She wears a very simple blue dress with white frills that come up the center here. Very old-timey and conservative. Exceptionally conservative considering what you saw on the other side of those doors. The dress runs all the way down to her wrists, and she actually, you catch her just as she's pulling a sleeve down her left forearm, covering it up, and the tight cuff covering it. You see, just as she was covering it, seemed to be a fresh bleeding tattoo underneath, oozing vitae, but she pulls it up. She then kind of stands a good 6 feet tall, lanky and thin, as she dismisses what is a mortal standing beside her, taking their tools away and hurrying off to a back room somewhere. Other people seem to linger about, and one strides over before they take a simple knee before her. She bends down, placing both of her long, bony fingers on the side of her cheek gently, and the grip of her shoulder to really pry the neck and expose a throbbing vein. She leans back with her mouth as she exposes razor teeth and goes to sink into the neck as she begins to feed. She feeds for what seems to be about 30 or so seconds before she pulls her teeth from, licks the wound close, and 2 others come and help this person up and take them to another back room. Her gaze at that point reaches the both of you. She gestures very, very slowly for you to come in, and there are seats strewn about, couches and chairs, and she motions silently to all of them.
Ava will take a seat, maybe on one of the couches. And
it sinks softly. It's exceptionally clean. No any bodily fluids, no dirt or grime. The cushions themselves are a very smooth silk, but they too, much like her dress, are deep blue.
Dakota will take a chair, probably backwards, regardless of her attire.
And so you kind of slide it backwards.
Yeah, hikes the dress up and just nonchalantly just sits backwards.
As you both sit, she walks forward, kind of presenting herself to the both of you.
As you find yourself into my domain, present your names to me, please.
I'm Ava. Ava Heloise. Pleasure.
She nods and then looks to Dakota.
Dakota Rain.
The once hound, correct?
Yes, so it
It's
seems.
good to have you here. My name is Edith.
And she reaches forward to grasp your hand. Gives you a shake, each one of you.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you so much for having us. This is as you know, our first time here, and it's rather lovely to be here. I've heard it's quite busy on a night like tonight, so I'm sure things are very busy.
Have the two of you had time to enjoy your time here then?
Not quite yet, actually. We just arrived and had a few words with Brett, the one who invited me, and came to meet you. So our night is just beginning.
Then before we talk business, I offer you the opportunity to enjoy my establishment for what it is.
And she actually gestures for the door for you to go and enjoy yourselves.
But of course.
Does Ava actually take that invite and go and spend time out there enjoying carnal pleasures?
I'll look to Dakota and just.
I'm not gonna
Shall
stop
we?
you.
I would like it's more quiet back here,
Oh,
right?
much more quiet back
Dakota
here. Those
needs
doors
a
are
breath,
thick, so- Yep.
even though she doesn't breathe. Like
She goes, I'll meet you out there.
Okay. Ava
And so
will,
Ava goes
yeah.
out to enjoy herself, more or less.
Yeah.
Now, you have nothing, you don't need to feed. I imagine there's not much of a goal other than for Ava to just
Yeah.
enjoy herself. While Ava is gone, Edith actually leaves the room, but has no qualms with you staying here.
great. Yeah,
She is
Dakota
going to go
just needs
tend to
like
things. Yep, exactly. And you actually get that. You are offered, Edith does offer you one of the mortals, if you so choose.
Thank you. Full up for now.
She
It's
nods
not
and
whatnot.
she smiles and nods and lets you know that her dolls are yours to share in this evening. And she walks away.
I will then, because this is who Dakota really is. I'm gonna go snooping. I want to see what's behind. Like I want to peer behind these doors and this is her establishment, so I want to know more about it.
Of course, the only door that is not locked is the one that leads back to the main room.
Interesting.
There's 3 other doors in here. Each one of them is locked.
And it sounds like people are being tattooed on the other side.
No, these lead elsewhere. The tattoo doors are in the
Oh.
hallway that were leading to this main room. In the
Right, okay.
center of this room, there is a tattoo table that she was sitting on. That seems
Right,
to be
that
the
seems to
only
be
tattoo
hers.
table in here. Yep.
Interesting.
So about an hour or so will pass before Edith returns and Ava, enjoying herself, however she chooses to, makes her way back into this room as well. When you enter, she simply gives a kind of weak smile. But now she has a long, thin cigarette hanging between her lips that's gently, only just slightly lit.
I hope you enjoyed yourself, Ava.
Very much so. Very much so. Your place is just lovely. I've enjoyed it all.
Now we must go. Jeez.
Ugh.
That was
Wrong
not
voice.
the voice I needed there. It was a deep down voice. Simply,
Unfortunately, now I'd like to turn our attention elsewhere. More business-oriented. I gave Brett that invitation to bring the both of you here.
Of course. I'm always willing to talk business, especially after a little bit of pleasure.
she actually looks over to Dakota.
You're one of the only of your kind in this city left, you know.
I'm aware.
The Anarchs have fallen to the south. I believe it has something to do with your coterie's hand, no?
Some would say it was the Baron's fault.
Yes.
She shrugs at that.
Details of political fallings aren't something I particularly like to mire myself in unless I need to. I just want to make sure my information is correct.
We have moved in the south, yes. 8 blocks.
Not
Train
far
yard.
from the old territory where the Anarchs were.
She nods and actually takes a seat She crosses her fingers and sits rather straight and upright, looking at the two of you, continuing rather to look at the two of you.
Do your personal interests lie there?
Aspects of my personal interests lie within your clan, yes. There's one that has left Chicago quite some time ago, and I'm looking to bring him back in. I hear that's of interest to you.
It seems that everybody here hears a lot of things. I do have some interest. Does this gangrel have a name?
Of course. I'm not going to give it to you right this moment. That'd be a bit hurried. I need to ensure that our alliances and our allegiances are at least on the same page, or same chapter.
I have very specific interest in seeing the gangrel call this city home again.
And even those who would not align themselves with the Camarilla. I am aware you put your houndship down, but that doesn't mean you don't have hyper loyalties to them.
We all show our loyalty differently.
Her gaze then goes to Ava.
I would agree with that statement. We all show our loyalty in different ways. I myself very much associate with the Camarilla, but we've had our loyalties shown in different ways.
This man, his allegiances are with himself. He does not see himself aligned with the Camarilla. Does not mean he would be a problem. Him and I have a history. A friend of mine. I'd like to have his company in Chicago again. However, our dear government, keeping the peace, has gotten word that he's going to be returning, and I'm none too plussed about it. I need somebody to make sure he can get in and get in safe. And that means removing threats.
Like what?
Camarilla ghouls. Could be a kindred among them. I don't think they're expecting much, so they're not putting much out there. I haven't told him that they're expecting him. I want him to come alone. If he brings more, it's going to be a bigger problem for everybody involved.
So you want us just to make sure he gets in safe?
Which means killing a few ghouls, likely. And maybe torporing a kindred.
Who's
I'm not gonna
ghouls?
ask questions. Camarilla ghouls. They don't want him back in the city, and I understand why, but history is history, and it's water under the bridge as far as I'm concerned. But any more details I give you are only on the acceptance that you accept the job.
Taking care of Camarilla ghouls, that's quite the ask. It may, for something like this, where we could consider helping, but it may require maybe something a little more on your end. Perhaps a equal exchange of sorts.
A boon is fair.
I have been given some permissions. But they have to present themselves. I can get them
afraid I
in.
don't understand.
Your friend,
Yes.
this gangrel. I will get them in. My question is, why are they trying to hide?
History. Are we in a deal, then, before we talk any more details? A boon owed for a favor in return. I'm
See, it
aware
doesn't-
it may not be as detailed as you'd like, Miss Dakota Rain, or Miss Ava Heloise.
It's
But
less
business
about
like-
the details and more of the fact it doesn't benefit me very much.
A boon.
My plan, your boon, as powerful and connected as you may be, does not benefit me in the ways necessary. My plan is to bring the Gangrel back to the Camarilla, not to sneak a Gangrel in that the Camarilla doesn't know about.
The reinduction of a full clan is quite a lofty goal for a neonated such as yourself, Miss Rain.
Lofty goals have never been my problem.
Then
I've been
perhaps you
told
could
that
consider this a
over
first
and
step.
over. And every goal that I was told was too lofty, I have met. So I tell you this because if I'm keeping a Gangrel under wraps, I am, in fact, going against everything that I'm working towards.
Well then, Mr. Dakota, I don't know what to tell you. He's not going to align himself with the Camarilla, not without some extreme coercion. The two of them don't have a fond history of one another, or a fond opinion, rather. But I promise you, he's not going to strike against the Camarilla. It's far from what he cares about. I heard the Anarchs were falling, and he's looking to maybe put a stop to their complete collapse. And if you ask me, it's always good to have an enemy for the Camarilla to focus on.
I think it would be interesting to have an individual like that. The question is, getting it traced back to us somehow could be extremely dangerous and
Well, then he'll
detrimental.
get seen. And if things go well and he does reestablish himself as some sort of power in the Anarchs, your border is on their territory. Could be valuable for the both of you long term.
Possibly.
Only one way to know.
I'll be honest, the fall of the Anarchs is probably a really great thing for us.
For now.
For now.
What about 3 decades from now? When all the
guess there's a
Kindred of power get bored.
Yes. It is good in some ways to have that balance of different powers to keep things semi-structured.
I want complete say of how they come in and out.
Well, their plan is to come in through the train yard.
Well, that's my train yard, so... And they have to come alone.
He is.
If safe passage is all they need,
And that's
I
all
will be
I'm
working
asking.
against my best interest to not offer safe passages for a Gangrel.
And are we accepting the offer?
Yes.
His name is Sergeant Duncan McTavish.
Oops. Oh, that's my pen.
We have a history together. Long history. He resided here in Chicago many decades ago. He was part of a werewolf attack. Victim. Survived, got out. As was I that night. I'm not a fan of the lupine.
Not
But he's
many
coming
of our
back.
kind are.
The lupine have been acting up, and I'd like somebody I can trust nearby. I can trust him. It also might help to stem the bleeding of the Anarchs. I don't expect them to pop up in any true form for at least a decade, but at least get the ground built for them again.
How have they been causing you problems?
More active. Berwyn's been more active. And if the lupines are more active, it's a problem for all of us. He's a good man.
Not doubting his caliber. When is he coming through?
About 4 hours.
Oh. Not soon.
That's why I know that there's a few ghouls already out there waiting.
In my train yard?
If it's Camarilla business, all of Chicago is Bella's. Her domain is her domain.
Well, how long does he plan on staying here? Is it going to be a long visit or just taking care of some business and heading out?
She simply just kind of shrugs nonchalantly.
As
So
long as
we're-
needed.
We're getting him in, helping him, and then that's that.
That's it.
He has a place to stay.
She nods. I will be taking care of him. He is not your problem. I simply wish help getting him into the city.
Understood. Can likely take care of that.
The tattoos. Your business. You serve only mortals?
Our kind as well. Do you have interest?
I always have interest in something.
These are not your typical tattoos. They serve
What
a
do you mean?
purpose. For those who need a reminder of their failures in their lives. Who feel they have to atone for something. They are permanent. But the process is excruciating.
Permanent for our kind.
Is this something that interests you, Dakota? Something you need to think on? Something you feel you need to be punished for, perhaps?
It's funny. I've been punished every day of my life. And my first.
Some enjoy it. Some take pleasure from the pain. If that's something I don't judge for you.
So I've learned tonight.
She smiles. Quickly it fades to a scowling face as it has been this entire time.
That's all I have unless you have questions.
Do you take visitors often?
Those with invitations.
Thank you for your hospitality.
And thank you for heeding my call. I understand Brett can be a bit much sometimes, but he's good at his job.
He would say he's good at a lot of things.
That he would.
And, thank you
It was
for
very
caring
nice.
about my clan.
She shakes her head.
It's not about your clan. He's a good man. Sometimes we don't get to choose who we become.
So I've learned.
And of course, enjoy the rest of your evenings. I hope for some good news soon. I'll see you tomorrow night. Success or failure.
Of course. Pleasure.
And the doors, you walk over to them and pull them open. Brett is no longer waiting there. The hallways are open. And as you walk out, the doors to the tattoo areas, the one that you got a glimpse of, Ava, is now empty and open.
Shit.
Do you wander to the main
What's
room?
wrong?
If you say that out loud, the first thing
yeah.
I'm going to say is, what's wrong?
Dakota, when we were here walking by earlier, I'm pretty sure I saw somebody we both know very well. I think I saw the sheriff
Here?
getting a tattoo.
I cannot get rid of that asshole.
I know. You know, it's funny.
You know what? I'm feeling rather social. Here, you say?
As you look
Was-
around, Ava, and look to the crowd, you do not see hide nor hair of the tall, bald man any longer.
You know what Edith was saying about our kind getting tattoos? Reminder of past mistakes or failures, things like that. Maybe that's why he was getting a tattoo.
Well, I hope he atoned for whatever thing he was burdened with.
I hope so too. I don't see him here anymore. Maybe it was just a quick thing. Reminds me of
I
when
just don't believe that. Do I see him? He's here. I
No,
know
you don't-
it.
you don't-
Look at
you
that
don't-
cheeky smile
No, you
on
don't
your
know how long
face.
he. No, I'm laughing because you don't know how long before you arrived he was here. If you had gotten here earlier and didn't go club hopping, maybe.
God.
There are
Can
always.
I not track him? There's no way for me to track him.
No,
is
there's
there?
no way for you to track him. There are consequences to decisions.
Yeah, well, here we are.
Yep, here you are. But
Well-
Ava got a new Chad in the process, so it was a trade-off.
Great.
Chads are useful.
Fantastic.
Maybe it's for the best, Dakota. We would have had a brawl, very likely, in this club, and that would not have made a good impression on Edith.
I would not have had any brawl.
No,
That's
but
the
you-
point, Ava.
But he would.
Precisely.
Regardless, if you're involved, it would look really bad on us. Let's maybe
Look, I don't reflect on anybody anymore. That's the joy of not having a fucking job or a label or any of that bullshit.
At least you know now that he has some probably stupid tattoo somewhere, and you can make fun of him for it the next time you see him.
Fucking knew that.
I hope it's not a branding like the first time that I met him and he branded my back, you know? It's nice to see him struggle in pain for once.
Somebody's still salty.
Yeah.
As a 10-year memory
It's like,
resurfaces.
yeah. It's just Ava just going
So,
off for a
what
minute.
It's the
Imagine we're in
Dakota
this hallway-
cosplay you're wearing. You can feel the gang.
Yeah, you can
rage.
feel the
I can
anger.
feel, yeah.
When she says that, and I know that there's still a lot of seated
Ava's
anger
a grudge
there.
holder.
Yeah.
Sure.
Dakota will like lean on the wall and like stop you from being able to continue down the hallway, and I
get a little close. I'm like, so, real question here, Ava. That distaste. What say we make his life miserable? Me and you.
I would be more than happy to continue that, as I've sort of already started that. And I would love to keep going down that road.
Okay, let's move this gangrel into the city, and then maybe you and I can have a chat, because I've been thinking.
I love when you think about things. It always ends very well.
that's
Better than
kind
when
of
I'm
a lie,
thinking.
but Dakota accepts it because it's also a compliment.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I'm just saying, I've had some time to simmer between my last visit from the sheriff.
Yeah.
And leaving the position's really freeing.
I'm sure it is. Let's table this and
Right, yep, let's go
Talk
take
more
out some
about it.
sexual tension on a bunch of Camarilla ghouls, shall we?
yeah. I mean,
And
I've
so
already
we
taken
watch as
care
the
of it.
two leave the club, make their way out as the massive carnal bodies are continuing to enjoy themselves as you pass by up the stairs and through the door. You see nor hide nor hair of the Nosferatu bouncer that guarded this door as you leave up through the tattoo parlor and out to the streets. And as you walk out and the camera lingers in the store, we will fade to black and take a break.
Nice.
Because I'm sweating wicked bad right now.
I was about to say, and I
My
gotta pee,
leather
y'all.
jacket,
So we'll
too,
take our
like-
normal break and we'll be back in a moment, guys. Don't go anywhere.
Be right back, guys.
everybody. We're back.
We did it.
And that's the end. Goodbye, everybody. Have a
Bye.
I'll never find out what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Well, welcome back. We'll just dive right back in. We find Ava and Dakota strolling down the street, now a good distance away from the painted lady, making your way across the 90 and back down to closer to your territory, though you still have a bit of a ways to go. You'll eventually be making way through your territory and over into the train yard section. She's giving you the location as to where she's expected him to arrive. Is there any conversation between the two of you that you would like to have prior to this event?
So,
Well,
how do we want to do this?
I don't even know. I don't know what line he's coming in on. I'm not sure if he's coming by foot or car.
By foot.
He's gonna be walking down the line.
Yeah, he'd be walking into the city.
Okay, walking into the city.
So, if there are already ghouls there,
And maybe a kindred.
possibly
Maybe a
kindred, the last thing we need is to just waltz up in there.
Right.
Because they're gonna know that we are somehow involved. A distraction would be ideal. Or a double. Also really nice. Hey. I wish I knew what this guy looked like, because I'd just toss another kind out there and have them walk the tracks.
Right. I wonder if Dave is awake.
Well, Dave is shaped like a pumpkin. We decided, right?
Yes,
So
he is.
Dave may be a very specific silhouette. So how do we know? Ava,
I just like stop for a second.
Yep,
This has been
alright.
a big night. Dakota's like trying to plot this, like getting this man in, and she can't get past all the shit that we have done tonight.
first off,
I could just.
don't ever not tell me if the sheriff is around. Do you understand?
Yes, of course.
Great, great. I know that it gets me a little heated. But not knowing that he was that close.
I know.
Okay, as long as you know.
Yeah.
Okay, next. What the fuck have we done tonight? This woman just asked us to do her a massive favor in which we are more than likely going to breach the Camarilla the Masquerade in so many fucking ways. In a single night. And we know for a fact that she was potentially running against Bella. Which tells me that probably not the bestest butts. And this whole, solidifying the Anarch thing, what the fuck is that about?
That I am a little concerned about. But
She makes a good point, though. Here's the thing.
yes, she does.
That crazy woman makes a good point.
Which is why I agreed to it. She does make a good point. And we get a boon from her for whatever we need. That's a pretty powerful thing to have.
She also talked about knowing and being in the know about the Lupines. Makes me think that she was there when all that shit went down at the church.
She might have been. Way back then? Like,
She's old. Can't you
True.
just smell it on her?
it's true, she is old. She could have been around back then, you're right. I wonder if
And the
she
fact that-
knows Snitch.
And the sheriff. All of
Right.
which we are pretty sure were involved.
Right.
I think if we're gonna get this guy out, we should give him a ride.
Give him a ride.
Like in a car. Your car, specifically.
To where?
Back to her. Isn't that what she wants?
Yeah, I think so.
Great. All we need is a good distraction. Let him think they're getting somebody else and get him back where he's going.
Isn't that right, Mathis? That look on your face says he's not going back to her.
No, that's
He is.
that's
Oh, he is.
that's
Okay.
what she said. Yeah. No,
Okay,
no,
good.
I'm,
I wanna
I'm
make sure I
looking
got
at
that right.
something else
Okay.
right now.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You're good.
All right, so distraction. I can maybe throw somebody in there. Tell them to walk around and look for us, get them enthralled, and
Oh, you know who's a good distraction?
who?
Me.
Yes, in your own way, yes. I mean,
Thanks.
I can be pretty distracting also. In
Yes,
other
but
ways.
you have no reason to be walking a train yard. You're suspicious.
You're
I
right.
am not.
Yeah.
So all I gotta do is keep their attention. And all you gotta do is get them out.
Okay.
Right?
Right. So you're gonna distract, but they're gonna see you. They're
Precisely.
gonna know your face.
Yes, they are. But it's my fucking train yard, or at least close enough to my domain, which makes sense that I might be, say, trolling it.
Okay. So you distracted them. Doesn't seem out of the ordinary for you to be there. I try to grab the guy and get out while that's happening. What if there's another kindred there? A powerful one.
Be quiet, Ava.
Okay. All right.
I'm good at making a scene.
I'll get my car ready and try to get out of there. And if we don't meet up, if I grab him and go, then just meet us back at the Painted
Oh.
Lady.
Meet you back at the Painted Lady. Time
Okay.
allows.
Okay.
My God, this is gonna be a
So the
mess.
plan with Ava is to get in the car and do what?
Just like
Wait
get him.
around,
Uh,
troll
yeah.
for him, looking for him, because you
Yeah.
don't know. You know gangrels can turn into animals, so you don't know what his abilities are.
right.
I wish I had a way to communicate with him, because we don't, do we?
No, you do not.
No.
Not now.
Okay, you know what? All right. Okay. I know Dakota was not necessarily always literate, but she could read like hobo signs, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
I would assume most gangrel can. Like you learn to read the road, which is like safe places. You can mark places safe and stuff. Dakota is going to go out there and start tagging some of the cars and things to try to maybe signal him
Okay,
not to
I
go
like it.
a certain way, but to go a different way.
Okay. I'm not gonna have you roll for anything because that's a pretty simple
okay.
task. You just kind of get out there. The only thing I need you to roll for would be like a dex stealth check to see if you get caught doing it. I imagine you're trying to stay low.
Yeah, as, if at all possible. 3.
Plenty. With that, you're able to kind of go through the train yard, hit areas that you know most people like to, a lot of vagrants like to walk. There's very common walking tracks and whatnot.
Yeah.
And you tag as needed. While Ava obviously kind of prowls around.
I imagine that I know where what track he'd be coming in on.
The likelihood
probably.
of, yeah, you have like a couple
know.
of places that'll be, but for now, what I need is another wits awareness to see if you can find the supposed ghouls that are wandering your train yard.
Yeesh, I could always just make enough noise they can find me.
That's
a
very
2.
true. You could, but 2 successes. Do you want to stick with 2 or do you want to re-roll 2?
I would, when I'm done tagging, I'll like toss the can and like pop up on the top of one of the train
start
cars and kind of peer around and see if I can
around.
see anything.
Absolutely.
Let me see what I got with this.
Yeah. So with 2, as you kind of climb on top, Ava, actually, give me a wits awareness from where you, as you're kind of driving around in a car, kind of quietly, a bit far out, so it's not to make up too much noise.
Yep.
With the front lights off, of course. You actually do see the silhouette of Dakota climb on top of a car and scramble, occasionally catching glimpses of her as she leaps from one car to
Holy
another,
crap.
scouring around. Dakota, can I get a no, you already had you make that roll. Sorry, Dakota. As you kind of look around and you're like I said, clamoring from rooftop to rooftop. Are you trying to stay quiet during this?
No, the goal is to draw attention. So I'm like heavy boots.
Yeah, boom, boom. You're walking around, just kind of strolling through, making it nonchalant. Are you trying to look nonchalant?
Yeah, I'm like strolling
Sweet.
and
Give me a
whistling
charisma
and, yeah.
manipulation check.
Oh god.
Or-
Charisma manipulation?
Yeah, I meant manipulation persuasion. Sorry.
Just here, let me do that one again.
I
Manipulation.
don't know why I said charisma persuasion.
that's okay.
Manipulation persuasion.
Well, that's even worse.
Sweet.
Yeah, no successes.
0. So you're not at all like, you're obvious, and you're not you don't sell the fact that you're strolling very well.
Yeah.
But before long,
Hey, it's Halloween.
before
You know?
long, actually, you see a cluster of people up ahead. As you get closer, you realize it's 4 of them. And as you even get even closer, you realize, well, 3 of them you don't recognize. 1 is a hound.
Fucking shit.
And as you're like,
Right.
hey, and like kind of doing so.
I want to pop. hop off the top
Yeah,
of it.
you
like,
hop up and they all whip around, and there's a couple of them actually pull guns and have them trained on you. And then before the hound actually realizes who you are, puts the hand on the guns and pushes them down and pushes through.
Well.
It ain't the retiree. And he kind of walks over.
I'm living the good life. Look at me.
and I show off this horrid dress that I'm wearing.
Feed on one too many boozers tonight there, Dakota.
Let's just say, I went to party.
I hope you had a good ass time. Unfortunately, we're on business, so we're gonna have to head out our way. Have a good night.
Already? I just got here. And you know what? When we're always business, we never got to, bond, as they say. And who are your friends?
And he pulling him into conversation as best as you can, just trying to be annoying. Can I also get? It's not going to be a good roll for you, but can I get a manipulation persuasion as you attempt to lure him into conversation? Otherwise, it's not that you can't keep talking to him; it just becomes obvious to him.
Yeah.
What?
You can re-roll one of those. That was a 10. If you roll, if you re-roll one,
Okay,
you
I
could
will.
crit.
That's worth it. That's worth it. I
It's
have
a 1 in 10 shot here.
Come on, dice.
a 3.
Oh,
All right. So with a 10 hunger success, I'm willing to give you a dirty success
Okay.
under the condition, though, that he ends up believing that you won't go away. You're nagging him and you're drunk. So you buy yourself, like you drank off of somebody who had alcohol.
I was a little tipsy.
However, but it's going to buy you a little bit of time, but not much time. But it buys you a little bit more time hanging around with him, allowing Ava, as she's prowling around a little bit further out, to go ahead and make me a wits awareness check.
Okay.
I've got a really dirty plan, Mathis.
We'll see how that goes.
Oh god, let's see.
You want to re-roll 3? You could re-roll 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and re-roll that. Let's see what we
Just
get.
keep your eye out for the. Just keep your eye out for the dude. Don't worry about Dakota. She'll figure it out.
Yep. All right. So 2 successes. Ava, as your car is gently rolling by little areas, you're not putting any power into the engine. All the lights are off. You're just kind of keeping an eye out. As you gaze down one area, you actually see what looks like a big, hefty kind of tube-like backpack slung over somebody's back as the last bit of a silhouette slips into a nearby car. A train car, not a vehicle car.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I was gonna
Car.
say I would follow the car.
No, train car.
I'll kind of
You
pull up closer.
So you have the car kind of roll to a stop,
yeah.
get
yeah.
out, and because you can't fit the car down that alley, it's
Right.
too tight.
Okay.
I think cars are too packed next to each other, so you can walk down there quietly.
I'll try to quietly walk down there then.
Give me a dex stealth check.
I'm not wearing my heels, so I won't be
Okay.
clacking.
It's true. Tonight you're equipped to be Dakota.
Dex stealth. Where are you, stealth? I always forget that it's a skill. One sec. Okay. Oh.
Wow.
Three
Okay, 3.
successes.
3 successes. So you make your way over, and let me make a roll here. I gotta make 2 rolls. Don't judge. Oh wow!
Look at it.
Oh jeez.
Damn. 4 successes and 3. So the tie goes to you in the first one. However, the second one, as you get closer and closer to the door, you actually can hear what sounds like gentle, quiet mumbling of a voice. But as you actually take a step, and a rock ends up getting a little loose and rolls. And as it rolls, you stop. But as you stop still, so too does the conversation. The door is like 5 feet from you. There's dead silence for a moment. What do you do?
I think I'm gonna remain silent and not say anything, and just kind of
Give
hold
me a
my
wits awareness then,
ground.
please.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold my ground for a minute. Wits awareness. Come on, dice. Yikes. Yikes.
Oh man, that's rough.
Oh my god! Look at all those ones.
Oh, with a critical failure like so.
Wow.
Oh my god.
So
Ava,
much.
you stop dead and you stand still. Utter silence, like you said, the mumbling stops, and so too do you. A few seconds pass, and then within a moment, you actually hear what sounds like a click behind you, and then in a quick, swift motion, a quiet thud on top of the roof. As you quickly turn over your shoulder, the little girl, really dark skinned, short hair, who's got a pistol and a dirty t-shirt and ripped up jeans, pointed directly in your direction. And as you quickly turn around and look up, there's a dark-haired man, really short beard, short hair, with an army jacket. He's got camo pants and boots, and he's got what looks like a crossbow pointed at you.
Whoa. I'm not here. I'm looking for a friend. Just...
Do I see all this?
No,
down?
you're annoying the others, like trying to keep them occupied.
Oh, yeah, I'm still making noise. Okay, that's the.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. So like Ava in the background, so the audience, they can kind of hear off in the distance Dakota like causing a scene. So you kind of have an understanding as to how far away she is. She's a decent, safe distance from where you are.
Okay.
So you put your hands up. Whoa. And sorry, what else do you say?
I'm just looking for a friend. I'm not here to hurt anybody.
His eyes continue to stay trained on you completely as he walks to the edge of the sidecar and takes a very short hop and lands as the gravel shifts underneath his weight. He takes another step forward, and you can very clearly see in his crossbow of purely wooden arrow leaned into it. He gets closer and he lowers the crossbow from your head down to your chest and off to your heart. He gets within maybe 6 inches of the crossbow's tip pressed up against your chest. Name.
Ava.
He looks past you, down to the little girl. He gives a nod, and you can actually hear some rustling. Do you turn? Like turn your head to look over your shoulder at all?
Yeah, I would look.
You actually, as you look over, you see her reach in. She slings over a small Hello Kitty backpack that's all kind of torn and destroyed. She unzips it, she reaches in, and she pulls out an old like Nokia phone. She goes and presses in a few buttons really hard, looks up again with kind of like a concerned face, and he gives another hard nod, this time with a very stern look, and you see her press one more button. Dakota, off in the distance, maybe a good 40 to 50 feet ahead of you to the right, you actually see a bright orange as there's an explosion that rumbles a little bit, and you see black billowing smoke now pouring out of one of the cars out in the distance. It cuts all the conversation short. The hound looks to the other 3 and gestures, and they take off. He looks to you. Join me. You're muted. Sorry, Dakota. I was like, oh.
It's not really my job anymore.
He shrugs and then he.
But considering the fact that we never got to do this when I was properly hired.
He smiles, wickedly, and he gives like a nod, and he takes off in the other direction.
I was about to say, I'll beat you there.
And so you're gonna go. So he's going in the opposite direction. You're not quite sure. They just splitting basically. Yeah. The ghouls are going towards the explosion because fire and kindred are not good, and you guys are going to look elsewhere. Yeah. Well, the camera then immediately cuts back to Ava, where you feel the rumble. You see an orange glow, and you see black smoke.
Nice distraction. I'm here to help.
He steps in this time now, pressing the crossbow up into your chest. And he said, you're gonna turn, and you're gonna take me somewhere that's safe. And if you do what I tell you, I won't take your head tonight.
Fine.
Kid, watch our back. She gives a hard nod. You see her quickly sheath a pistol into the side of her jeans. She rummages through the backpack again. You see her take a small semi-automatic out of it, zips it up. She pops out the clip, looks at it, nods, clacks it in, pulls it locked, and kind of cocks the gun, slings the Hello Kitty backpack over her, and she crawls underneath the train car and just starts military crawling in the direction of the explosion.
Badass.
Do you listen to him?
I do. As we're walking.
Back to the car?
I'll take him to my car and I'll say,
walk back to the car.
Do you have a name?
Shut up. And just moving you as you walk. Yeah, I'm not going to do the Scottish accent, chat. I can't. He's Scottish. Just imagine he has a Scottish accent, by the way, because he is Scottish. He's former SAS. Like, he's from, he's across the pond, but he's got a Scottish accent. Oi, freedom. What else? What's the guy with the blue face? Mel Gibson from that movie. Braveheart. I've never seen it. Imagine he sounds like that. Ava makes her way back to the car. Ava, he's kind of pushing you with a hurry. There's no opportunity for a dex stealth check, and you're kind of just making your way back. However, the camera then hard cuts back to Dakota and this guy. Fuck, what's his name? Give me a hound name. We have so many hound names.
I have them from the beginning.
Yeah, you got a few.
The 2 hounds. Hey, I've got a few of them. I wrote these down. Yeah. Okay. I believe one of them was a Bruja.
Yes, this is the
Could be
Bruja.
wrong about that.
Nope, this is the Bruja.
This is the Bruja.
His name now is Juan. I think it was Juan, actually.
I think so. I think it was
now.
one.
Yeah, it was
Is
Juan.
now?
This
Okay,
is
great.
Juan. This is Juan. Yeah, oi! That's all. That's all you get. He just shouts, oi, oi, oi. So we cut back to Dakota and Juan as they're kind of half jogging down the opposite direction. You know, he's looking to his right, looking through all of the little tightly packed, narrow corridors where he might see somebody and he's expecting you to cover on the left.
Yeah.
Can I get a wits awareness from you? And you can say what you were gonna say.
Yeah. There's gonna be I only got a 1.
Let's see how he does. Jeez, I love my rolls today, man.
I was about to say you're
However, he's
great
not looking
today.
in the right direction, so he sees nothing either. However, you unfortunately don't see anything either, Miss Dakota. But you said you wanted to say something, so please.
Yeah,
if
we're
you
like
kinda
running. We're running.
Yeah, you're like
and I'm like,
jogging.
You know, it's really kind of funny. I got to see the Hodges tonight too. Nice.
Oh, he kind of looks to
and
you.
I haven't seen any of you for 6 months.
He does. He like looks to you, gives you a kind of a confused look, and just like continues. And he's like, eyes focused. We're looking for somebody who's trying to get into the city.
Unacceptable.
Agreed. and he continues to walk for a while. There's some time where do you kind of like, are you just kind of like seeding like little things?
Yeah, I
here and
wanna.
there?
I've never got to spend any time with any of them. Like, Dakota was so isolated from the like position or like doing these kinds of missions over the last little bit that like she's kind of interested to know if they'll give up some shit. Like,
Okay.
is there anything to give up, or will they like seed some information about Hodges and so forth and so on?
Yeah, it depends. I guess it depends on what you're looking to get. Like, how are you seeding to get information
Great.
out of this guy?
You know, it's funny actually.
Well,
That's actually, you know what? No, this is
Hodges
the
keeps
unfortunate
coming to-
weakness of Dakota. I would love to take another manipulation persuasion, but I will give you a +1 because this is an old ex-coworker. Even if you never really got, you were all the same rank at one point, so you're gonna
Yeah.
you're gonna have that specialty, 1 extra +1. 2 successes.
Okay, I got 2.
That's not bad. So, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
What is Dakota say? It's actually really funny considering the fact he's given me, a few visits over the last couple weeks.
Again, you're not smooth about it. But after keep bringing it up, he's like, "Is something going on with the sheriff? Is something going on with Hodges?
I don't know, is there?
Not that I know of."
Me neither.
All right. And he's just again confused and like looks like you really kind of like getting the gears turning, but he just doesn't understand.
Good. That's all I
the
want. I'm
point.
just trying. Yeah.
And then before long, after like the mid-con, like you're about to continue trying to pull information, all of your conversation is cut short with 3 quick shots, and from behind you actually can see he gets leveled twice with 2 bullets, and he stumbles forward, quickly grabs hold of the train car, and swings in to take cover. I imagine, Dakota, you do as well.
I'll do. I imagine I grab it and slide under the train
Yeah,
car.
so you'd
like, under
grab.
the
He
gravel.
goes around the corner. Dakota in her way. Dex athletics plus your specialty for parkour.
Oh yeah.
This is definitely a parkour move and a very quick maneuver.
Okay.
Yeah,
would
I mean,
be
do you get 2
critical
10s or 1?
success.
2 10s, you
10s.
critted. So, I mean, I think you need. Anyway, two 10s. We just see Dakota as he quickly leans and stumbles around a corner to take some cover. Dakota quickly grabs hold of that same train car, but drops down, and with a slide of the gravel, you find your way underneath, and you roll onto your stomach, and you start looking around. You have a better view for feet down here. So, can I get another wits awareness from you?
Yes. Boom. 3.
Beautiful.
All 3 of
with
those die.
successes, you actually can see maybe like 7 to 10 train cars out, little feet quickly hurrying down on the move. If you were to take a guess, actually, can I get another intelligence firearms check from you, please?
Oh.
I know, but you're gonna take the
no.
roll, and you can't like fuck it up.
Oh no. Nope.
Nope.
Nothing. I don't do no.
Never mind.
firearms.
You don't know. Never mind. You have no idea. But you see little feet like running. You can't tell if they belong to someone who might just be young, small, or a child. They're too far out. and you just see the feet underneath. So, what do you want to do now that we're in initiative on your turn? Because he's going to be immediately on your right, leaning up against the car that you're under.
Okay. He's leaning on the car that I'm currently
You're under. Yep.
I'm going to start crawling along the feet of this, whoever this is. I'm going to leave him. You said you took two bullets.
They're like 7 to 10 cars out ahead of you, so you're trying to follow the feet and keep up with them underneath.
Yeah, I want to see where they're headed.
Okay, you're just going to watch the feet. We'll say you spend the turn watching their feet. Can I get a wits awareness plus 1? Do you have the ability to go to see with better vision at night?
I do actually. Yeah, I can do that. It would
definitely improve your ability.
Yeah, and I don't think I have to rouse for that.
I don't think so either.
That would be the Protean ability, correct? Eyes of the Beast, yeah, because it's my.
And what does it say
power.
Specifically?
Let's display it. No roll required. While active, the user ignores any sight penalties imposed by darkness.
So you're going to need a lot less successes to see what I need you to see here.
Great.
We see Dakota in her turn. You actually, as your eyes, you blink and your eyes kind of flash red, and they've got a little dim of a red glow as you crawl underneath. You can hear his voice. Do you see anything? Oh, fuck, that hurt.
Yeah, looks like a kid.
You don't know if it's a kid yet. You just know it's small. It's either a small person, a young person, or a child. You can't tell this far out.
Okay.
Tiny. You just see their feet. Anyway, continue. He's fuck, that hurt. Do you see anything?
Yes.
Where? Do you actually tell him where or no?
I'm trying to decide how I want to play this because I'm trying to decide what Dakota actually knows, right?
You know very little yet. You're gonna learn a little bit more.
I don't know a whole lot at this point. And there was the potential here. This is where it could get really. He's been shot twice. How injured does he look? What do I know about Juan?
So he's a pretty straightforward dude. He enjoys his job. He uses it for leverage when he can, like any, person uses their job for leverage. But he has as far as you know, he has no goals for upper management at the time. He really enjoys his very straightforward, this is my job, this is what I do. No particular alliances or allegiances in one direction or another.
Oh, see, this is... Okay, he took 2 bullets.
He took 2 bullets, and he's bullets. Usually you're able to shrug off. He just said that fucking hurt.
Yeah, I go stay here. Just stay here. Let me track him. Don't move.
Yep. Fuck. So
Dakota
she's gonna
will
keep moving.
swing up to the top and go quietly to try to figure out where this is.
So
going.
Next round, can I get a Dex Athletics as you clamber to the top?
Yes.
2
successes. So it's not smooth, and you're able to clamber up there. Did you want to do it stealthily as well?
I do.
Dex stealth check, please.
That is actually. Let me see if there's anything I can add to this. I don't think there is. Yes, actually.
You could always rouse the blood too to give you a +1.
I did not need to roll for celerity. I'm going to go ahead and turn on rapid reflexes.
Okay.
Which is my celerity base, just because, just in case this person opens fire on me.
And rapid reflexes gives you a bonus to your defense.
Yep. Sorry, I keep rolling the wrong thing. That is what it does. Incoming projectiles to the extent, no penalty to defense pools for lack of cover.
For lack of cover,
firearms.
like you were just a minute ago, which is why he got pegged. Yep.
Exactly. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say that happens, and then Dakota will, in fact, do stealth checks to try to do it quietly. A 3.
Wow, beautiful roll. 4, not 3.
Oh, you're right, 4.
So you kind
Only my
of very
glasses.
quickly get up there and you go prone instantly, lying as flat as you can. That'll be your round. You won't be able to take a look to see where they are. So they're going to get a chance to move real quick, and then they're going to make a roll. Jesus Christ, I'm rolling so well right now. Okay. Next round. You want to see if you can get eyes on this person, right?
Yeah, I want to get eyes on the person.
Okay, give me a wits awareness. We'll get to you in a minute, Ava. Here. You're just bringing him back. I'm assuming you're not trying to stop him. It's gonna take a few rounds for you to get back.
There you go, 4.
God, 4. You actually have a good sight at this point. There's a brief moment where she's passing between 2 sets of like, I guess you call them alleyways, just passages between cars, and you get a very quick glimpse. Now, you wouldn't have been able to see details if you didn't eliminate the problem of night. and you can see clearly in black and white this young girl, you don't know how old, you didn't get a good long look, who has kind of got the scruffy look to her. She's got a gun in her hand, and she quickly just goes into the next, like I said, passageway. She doesn't seem to have caught eyes on you. You were above and behind her.
Okay, above and behind.
But now you know it's a kid.
Okay, now I see that it's a kid.
It's a child, absolutely.
Interesting. Do they smell like kind?
Yeah.
Or they're kind?
No, they're definitely mortal.
Okay, I will begin hopping train cars to try to I want to drop down in front of them. Hands up.
In front of the kid?
Yeah.
Okay, can I get, I'm gonna, a Dex Athletics roll for you on this round. They're gonna get a roll as well. If you beat them, you're gonna get in front of them before they pull the trigger. If you don't, she'll be able to pop a shot beforehand.
Boom.
Oof,
Have
roll
a
for me
5.
finally. Okay, so without problem, you actually could see where she's going, and just by the way she's running, you think you know where she's gonna line up her next shot. Clearly, she's got eyes on wherever he is, and he doesn't know that she can see him yet. So you leap ahead, cutting her off before she can get into that spot, and you just collide with the ground. Again, the gravel underneath your feet shifting, and she takes a step back, pulling the gun up without hesitation, and her eyes look just cold and focused on you. But you having your hands up caught her off guard.
Hey. I'm gonna guess.
Charisma or leadership?
I'm gonna guess that you're here to kill yourself a couple kindred, yeah?
You actually just hear the grip on the pistol tighten.
Listen, do us both a favor. 5 cars that way. 2 down to the left. One of the Camarilla's hounds is laying there with 2 bullets you put in him. You can sneak up and go finish the job.
She again keeping her eyes closed on you, but you see her trigger finger stays trained and outside of the trigger. She's not ready to pull it.
And I was never here.
And she again does not move, does not say a word. Do you leave?
I'm gonna just kind of start backing up.
Okay. She lets you back up as you kind of back out of the way. Dakota, as you've watched, the way you watch her pull the gun, stay calm, stay cold, focused, non-responsive, it brings back a lot of memories. She's clearly been trained. Clearly. As you step out of the way, her little feet start moving and she pushes past you. 5 down, 2 to the left. You lose sight of her for a minute. Before long, 3 more shots and you hear her collapse. Do you make your way over there?
No.
Okay. Do you go looking for her?
You know what? Maybe I'll hop on top and just squat and wait to see her leave. I want to see if she succeeded.
So you pop on top. Can I get a wit's awareness as you climb up?
Yes. Oh no. Okay. Yeah. 2.
You actually see her dip out and head out away. But before you can even say anything, you actually hear voices coming from where the explosion was, and you just hear, Juan, I heard gunshots, Juan. And you can actually see the ghouls starting to kind of come their way back.
And Dakota disappears into the bush.
Okay, so Dakota leaves,
Yeah.
and the camera cuts to Ava. Ava, you've arrived at your vehicle parked a decent distance away, and he actually opens up the back door and pushes you into it.
I will comply with him.
Keys. Now. You hand over the keys and he grabs them. He actually looks out and he does a very sharp 2 short whistles. Just like, I can't do like the finger in the mouth whistle, but like 2 sharp short ones. As he walks around, he gets into the driver's seat, reaches over and unlocks the passenger door and swings it open. They wait for about 60 seconds before this little girl comes out of nowhere, like in really dark skin, short hair, not wielding a weapon. And she plops into and climbs into the passenger seat and shuts the door. She reaches into her bag as he makes a hand motion to her. She pulls a weapon and she whips around and trains it on you. And he simply says, safety precaution. Now tell me where we're going.
The painted lady.
Where? Directions now. And the car revs up, the tires spin. Dakota in the distance, you can actually hear the gravel being kicked up by tires as the engine revs up and you can hear it go off. The ghouls are running over. And as you kind of look around, you realize Juan is dusted, gone completely. Only remnants of his clothing remain. And Dakota, you're able to get the hell out of there before the ghouls arrive if that's something you're looking to
Actually, you know what? When I see that, I'm going to come running up behind him.
Okay, yeah. And then as you come running up, they're like, two of them pull their guns, one
Hey,
pulls a
it's just
knife.
me, man.
Or
It's
stake,
just me,
rather.
man.
Where's Juan? Juan, where is he now?
I don't know. He took 2 bullets to the chest. I started chasing a little girl.
Fucking, how did you lose sight? And the one that kind of takes leadership points the other two. They split off and go their own way. And he's like, look for him, find him. And he goes off walking. And do you help?
Are his clothes? Yeah, I'm gonna help find one.
You're gonna pick up the evidence of his dusted corpse, other than the dust, obviously.
Other than the dust, his clothes or whatever's
you
left.
kind of scoop up what you can, and
Actually, no, I don't touch it. I go, hey.
You shout out
Yeah, y'all.
as they slowly walk over, and they see down, and they look up to you. The one that's leader pulls his gun up, points it to you. Don't move. We're taking you to the ivory tower.
Can I at least put on pants first?
One steps up. Out of curiosity, do you plan on going to the ivory tower tonight?
I mean, I go, why do I need to go to the ivory tower?
He looks down to the pile of ashes, looks up to you. You were with them last. You're the only suspect we have.
Nobody asked my end of the story. Like the car that just drove off in the distance.
He pulls the trigger
the
back, and
small
you
girl.
realize his trained trigger finger just goes right onto the trigger as they all step up. Shut your fucking mouth, you reject.
I dare you to pull the trigger.
He kind of pushes walks up to you, and he presses the gun into your chest. Is that a damn challenge?
I don't say it if I don't mean it. But you'll have
Without
to explain
hesitation?
to Bella why.
Pulls the trigger, and it stumbles back, and it's not a silver bullet. It's not anything, like not a dragonfire round. You simply take a couple shots as you step back, and then the other boys open up. And just bullets start flying, and you are taking bludgeoning damage if you're just sitting there taking it.
I would say that at that point, everything would kick in. So I have a fort power that kicks in automatically for this.
Go ahead.
I believe that it's superficial. Yeah, they may not heal, converts the number of
It's
damage
superficial,
equal. Yeah, it's a superficial. If endangered unexpectedly, the user can activate the power reflexively with wit survival.
Okay, Colin, make me a wit survival check, please.
So
Does it say what difficulty you need to beat?
it doesn't.
Okay, I imagine it's
2.
probably like a normal check of like, 2.
So
I'm fine with
I'll
that.
just
You succeed.
rouse.
And you just take it. You just take the bullets so they unload their clip. But the guy with the stake, as they're unloading, as they finish up, the guy with the stake comes up and is going to stake you.
I will stop him from staking me for
He
sure.
goes to attack. So do you attack back? Because it's just opposed attack rolls here. He's
Yeah,
gonna take a penalty because
I will-
he's trying to hit you in the heart.
I'll grab him and slam him up next to a. They're picking the wrong fight tonight. What is that? Strength athletics.
brawl.
Yeah.
Strength
Strength
brawl.
brawl. Is that what I did? Yeah. Strength me, brawl me. It should.
I see
Did it?
nothing.
Did not. I will try again. Okay. Oh, there they
that
go.
went
Can we
twice.
take
There it
the
is.
first
Oh,
one?
yeah, you
Can
can
we
take
take
the
the
first
first one?
Oh my god! You rolled 3 10s, dude.
I
Oh my
did.
god! 1, 2, 3.
Dakota
4,
is
5,
not having
6.
that. She's like, I've done
Plus
nothing.
2, 7, 8, 9. You almost rolled 10 successes. As this guy runs up to you and he goes to just thrust this the stake into your chest, we just watch as Dakota kind of just knocks his hand as hard as she can. She's not holding back, and you actually hear the snapping of his forearm as the momentum continues, and he collides into you, but your hand catches him under the solar plexus, and you dig into his rib cage as you lift him up and just slam him into the nearest car. You actually hear definitive cracks as he falls onto the ground, limp. The others now, with no hold bars, are aiming to kill. One pulls one pulls a stake as another one reaches in and starts unloading his current clip and loading it with something else.
Yeah, so that was also a really bad roll for me. That second roll. I don't know if you want to take that or not. 'Cause I'm gonna do the
that
same
was a
thing.
mistake roll. That was
Okay.
you just trying to get the roll.
So
up. You
I'm
took the
going
first.
to I'm gonna grow my claws, and I'm like,
Look, we don't have to fight. I'll go in willingly.
As the claws spread from your fingers and these guys
I'm giving
pissed
you
off.
a choice.
Yeah, there's not really a choice here. And so Dakota, go right ahead.
I think.
I mean, you could outrun them, but they know your name and face at this point.
Yeah, no.
It depends on if Dakota wants.
Dakota has to play this off like she has nothing to hide.
Mhm.
Okay, she's gonna rouse again. No success on that front. So another. Okay. So the claws come out. So,
Strength brawl versus theirs, and you're going to take a penalty of because you're being attacked by one additional person, a -1 on this roll.
So I would have gotten a +1. So there's just nothing there.
Nothing, correct. And he's not going to get much because he's taking a penalty trying to hit you in the chest again.
Oh, that was a bad roll. I'm gonna willpower that.
Okay.
Actually, I guess we could see what he does, but I'm gonna willpower.
Ty is always going to you, but you would do basically like no damage.
No damage to him. Yeah, I'll willpower that. Why not?
Right, reroll
Tonight's
3.
just one of those nights, y'all.
No additional successes. So as he swings forward and you're able to grow your claws, you're able to deflect his attack, but not actually get a counterattack in him as you kind of stalemate. And the bullets that are whizzing by you are just clanging and doing
Dakota
nothing.
does it again, puts her hands up. It's like, she probably like pushes him a little bit, you know, like a bully push. And it's like, I said.
Your claws do a base damage, I'm being told. What are your claws' base damage? Do you know?
Oh, I believe it's 2.
So you would have done 2 damage to him because you still succeed even though you tie, but you still
It's true.
So it's +2, you're going to do 2 additional damage.
This usually takes the form of fingernails, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's a
brawl.
+2 modifier to the
You're
brawl
actually going
damage.
to nick him and gash open the side of his ribs a bit as blood pours out, but he's not down. Next roll. Give me, this will be the last round here. 3rd round. Finish it off. Because they don't really have much of a chance after this, especially after you take down one more. They basically get one more good attempt at trying to stake you. Damn it, dude. Not good rolls when I want them.
Boom!
Oh, God.
Crit!
And so
that makes it 9!
as he tries to
9.
get a good stake under your rib cage, your left hand, once again, kind of grabbing hold of this guy's forearm, preventing him from getting that thrust. And the claws of your right, you jut through his jaw as they go straight up through his nose into his head. He kind of sits there for a minute, blood trickling out of his nose. And then as you rip the claws out and let him go, he collides to the ground, allowing you to just step over him, get to the last guy who's got a gun, who's reloading it with something. You wrap your hand under his chin as you hold his chest still, and you just snap his neck cleanly. He collides to the ground limp as well.
That escalated quickly.
As you look around, wit's awareness.
Oh boy.
Oh, no successes.
It looks clean. You don't think you got seen.
Well, we know Juan's all dusted, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Honest to
gonna
God,
just-
you should feel safe, but I imagined Dakota would do another quick look around to
Yeah,
be sure.
I'll double check everything.
Yeah, that's what that roll's for. But it felt like when you were here looking, literally the only people here were you guys and them. That was it.
Great.
So unless that somehow changed.
But now I got 3 bodies, right?
Yeah.
3 bodies. Okay.
But I mean, as far as they know, they just lost the fight.
That's
and he's
true.
in Chicago. They don't know it was you.
They don't
Nobody
know it
saw
was
you
me.
there.
That's
All
true.
they know is that they were there to stop this guy. And
That's true, but now they've got gangrel claws all in them. But we
he's
know
a
that
gangrel.
you said he doesn't change though, or he hasn't.
No, but he hasn't lost he's never lost himself to a fury frenzy before.
Got it.
He
Okay.
can still do all gangrel things, including doing what you did.
I
There's
look over, I see all the bullet casings, I don't touch them.
Yep.
I don't touch them. And I Dakota's feeling great. This isn't my problem anymore. I'm gonna go back to the club. She's feeling a little saucy, and she's pretty excited. She's gonna make sure her hands are clean. She rinses them somewhere maybe, and she's gonna go back to the Painted Lady. Maybe she's like,
Don't take the skateboard, Ava said. Gotta fucking walk the whole way there, Ava said.
And we watch as the camera pulls back and Dakota begins to leave the train yard and it fades to black. We fade back in at the street corner of the block, 1 block away from the Painted Lady. It's here that the car rolls up. He bags everything, though the child keeps the gun trained on you the entire time. As the car gets turned off, he leaves the keys in the engine and he gestures for the kid to open the door. She steps out, eventually pulls the gun and is no longer trained on you. And the door shuts as he steps out from the driver's side as well. Thanks for the ride.
No problem. You're safe here now, so you don't have to be all
Yeah.
on edge.
And he just shuts the door mid-conversation of you saying anything, and he
Oh,
leaves.
lovely guy.
And as he's walking down the sidewalk, Dakota, you eventually arrive. Unfortunately, cars are faster than you, even with celerity.
right. That's
And
okay.
he makes his way into the club, but you recognize Ava's car parked about a block out.
I'll like knock on the window.
Oh, I roll the window down. Oh, thank God somebody somewhat friendly. Oh.
What? It wasn't nice.
Do Gangrel just not have manners at all or any sort of social etiquettes? My God.
We might say Toreador have no technical manners.
Well, the guy's in the club. He's safe now. It's done. I mean, him and his kid had a gun pointed to me the whole time.
Well, it's a good thing they didn't fire.
I'm sure I have bullet holes in
Yeah.
my dress.
I mean, you look like, your dress is ruined. Your dress
Yeah.
is absolutely
That
ruined.
poor
That thing does
dress.
not give you the maneuverability you need to fight. So tears, bullet
I-
holes.
Had an evening, but I was gonna swing back in and see our painted lady for a second.
We probably should. Yes.
Assure
Make
that we
sure-
have upheld our end of the bargain.
Did everything go okay? I didn't see any of the action. I heard, but I didn't
For
see
us,
anything.
it did.
Oh, well, that's good. I guess. Yeah, I guess.
Is that
we
where the
should-
conversation ends?
Yeah.
Kind of shaken, you step out of the car and you make your way into the tattoo parlor. The same woman comes to greet you, but realizes who you are and then just brings you back to the door, opens it with a key, and lets you downstairs. The Nosferatu bouncer does not make himself even known this time around. You walk up to the door and it's open, and you're greeted with a very familiar, if not even busier, BDSM gathering than the last time you were here a few hours ago. The night is winding up quite a bit.
Right?
Down the stairs
Yeah.
Yep.
to the back room. And after some time, after you've knocked,
I would like to this time to make myself seen here. Like
Okay.
Dakota last time was trying to stay like a little bit of a wallflower, but she needs to be seen at this
tactical
location.
bumping in, tactical, oh, hey.
Yeah,
put
I
your-
slow Ava and I'm like,
Let's make ourselves known. We need to be here tonight.
Sure. I'm always happy to make myself known.
And
maybe
you all
I
mingle.
maybe I drag her to a dance floor.
Yeah.
Please.
Maybe I force her to like dance with Dakota for a second so we can just make ourselves seen.
I'd be happy to see from
Go
both
ahead.
of you, a charisma performance roll as you're simply looking to gather attention and make sure people know you're here.
Well, even if I fail, I'll succeed.
I mean, it's true you have Ava next to you. So
I
it helps.
got one out of
Hey,
two.
you
So
got,
50,
you got
50
one, so
chance.
that's still a success, even if it's a weak one.
4.
And the bonus of having Ava with 4 successes next to you helps even more so. But you spend some time making sure faces and names are seen and heard before you make your way back, where Brett Stryker sits back there, again having conversation with the same two that he was before. And as he sees you, he doesn't even say a word to you. He simply kind of leans back and knocks on the door. And before long, the door creaks open and the two of you are ushered in. Edith is standing there having words with the bearded man. The kid nowhere to be seen, however. And after the two of you walk in, Edith walks him back to one of the 3 doors, the one on the left. Opens it for him with a key that she pulls from a purse that kind of sits nearby. And you see a gentle, like, you could consider it a hug. It's more of a one hand around each shoulder. Maybe words are said, you're not sure. And he leaves as the door shuts and Edith turns to face the two of you, wrapping her fingers together.
Thank you, ladies, for a job well done.
Of course. We're happy to help. Things went as smoothly as they could, so that's good news.
She just nods at that, doesn't really give any feedback or say anything along those lines.
Well, the deal is done. A boon is owed, and you may call upon that when you need it.
Maybe come back to your club here. It's as lovely as it is when.
The least I can do is give you another invite.
Of course.
She wanders over to that purse again and pulls out another card, walks it over and slides it into Ava's palm.
Thank you.
I'm not necessarily a social butterfly. But you mentioned a tattoo.
Yes, the tattoo's here.
May I take you up on your offer this evening?
She snaps for one of the mortals that are kind of milling about to come over, and they hurry over a small black book. She slides it open to where the bookmark is, licks her finger, and slides it a few pages. Then, after kind of running her finger down, points.
Yes, we have an opening if you'd like it tonight.
I would.
I'll set you up with an artist. Second room on your left as you leave.
Dakota kind of smiles and cuts eyes at Ava.
I'll be outside, mingling with Brett while I take care of that.
Have fun.
Thanks.
I'd rather have somebody jab a needle in my arm.
As you kind of quietly make your way out of the main room, Edith keeping conversation very short. She seems incredibly preoccupied now. You go and mingle. Brett quickly strides to your side, Ava, and keeps you company for as long as you'd enjoy. But he does separate quite often through the night to go mingle with others, but always finds his way back at some point. But you're brought into the second room on your left, Dakota. It's a smaller room, just a tattoo table, the equipment necessary, and a few pieces on the wall. Though these pieces are not like the ones you've seen upstairs. A couple of them look not familiar, but artistic interpretations of clan symbols and other vampiric imagery. Eventually, a young woman walks in with a bag by her side, and she has a bright red lipstick on and incredibly dark eyeshadow. She pulls up a stool not too far and gives you just a polite smile. Evening, I'm here to help you tonight.
I am Dakota, and this is the first time I've done this.
What do we have in mind?
I have a question first, maybe, before I make a selection. Tonight, I just happened to witness a tattoo on a man, bald, just a few hours ago. He was getting it, and it just looked really interesting. Do you know what it was?
Our tattoos are all confidential. Each one carries heavy meaning to the individual.
So explain to me how it works.
Well, why are you here? Why do you want a tattoo?
I don't know. It's been a decent night, and unlike, I guess, everybody else here, finding their pleasure in all the right places, I don't really ever get that opportunity.
Are you aware of how these tattoos are not for pleasure? At least not in the most vanilla term.
If you're asking if I have something to atone for... Yeah.
Man,
Don't fret, I couldn't get enough tattoos tonight.
Well, what one surfaces to your mind most often?
What do you mean by surfaces most often?
What one do you think of the most? What is your greatest regret?
One time I killed a kid. For all the right reasons, but they didn't really deserve it, you know?
Do any of those that we kill?
Yes. I make sure that those that deserve it get it.
And so tonight, you would like to atone for such an action.
I guess.
And what best represents that night for you?
I don't know, it's kind of a blur. I got a little upset.
The rage of your kind is nothing to be trifled with.
Some. I wish everybody felt that way. Maybe my life would be a lot quieter.
What of a bloody moon, then? To remind you of the night under the moon that you took the innocent life that you all held in your hands.
Yeah.
And where would you like this?
Well, you're the artist, right?
It's your body.
I want it somewhere we can see it. I kind of want it somewhere we can see it. So probably her arm.
She's gonna start on her arm.
As she prepares and she pulls the sleeve up, unlike other more mortal versions of tattooing, there's no disinfectant wipe, there's no gloves that she puts on. Instead, she pricks Dakota first, as her vitae oozes forth on her arm from the small prick. And she takes her finger and smears it all along the circle where she plans on putting the tattoo. She's whispering and mumbling to herself in a language that you don't understand no matter how hard you try. And before long, you can hear the needle rev up, the engine start, and that back and forth motion of the needle get closer. And the moment the needle touches skin and pierces, an excruciating pain, something that Dakota has never felt before, shoots down her arm, crawls across her back, up her neck, down the sides of her cheek, heat, fire, absolute pain. And that's only with the first prick of the needle. And that pain never subsides, only intensifying, becoming unbearable. But the only thing you see in your mind as you feel it, perhaps screaming, perhaps not, Dakota can't really be sure of what's happening, is the consistent replaying of the neck being snapped in that shack all those years ago. And with each plunge of the needle into your skin, through your vitae, a flash of the snap, and then you're back, and a flash of the next snap, and you're back, and a flash of the next snap, and you're back. And it happens for an unknown amount of time. Ava, she's going to be gone for about an hour. Whether the screams or Dakota's or anybody else's mixed in here, it's hard to tell now. It's so loud and mixed. By the end of it all, when the needle is finally drawn from your skin, and a cratered bloody moon sits up by your shoulder, those visions stop, but the pain lingers. It's not as intense or excruciating as it was when the tattoo was being done, but moving hurts, and your body has this racking pain memory that seems to sit just underneath the surface. She pulls the needle back and you can hear the engine turn off. And she begins to clean up.
Thank you.
She gives you a solemn nod, but says no words, clasps the bag shut, walks to the door and pulls it open, leaving you as much time as you need, shutting the door behind her.
I look at it in a mirror, you know.
Yep, and there's a nearby mirror. It's kind of dirty, but not too
That
bad.
hurts.
You know, like now that she's not here, I don't have to hold face to. I was like,
Yeah.
But she will, before going back to Ava, simply go knock on either Edith's door.
Edith's door.
If she will allow me to just come in, I will also say
There
thank
is
you to her.
a few moments, but eventually the door opens. One of the mortals opens the door and peers through. And then when it realizes it's you, quickly ushers you in. Edith seems to be in the middle of leaving, but spins, and when her name is called by one of her mortals, says, oh. Dakota, the night is getting rather old. The night is ending.
Apologize for interrupting you. I simply wanted to say thank you.
For-
Tonight has been liberating.
I am glad to hear that. And thank you for your fine service.
Can we just say I was simply here for the pleasure and pain?
I don't know
In case
any other reason you would have
anybody
come. You do, and
guess me
she
either.
gestures to your arm. The tattoo looks good.
It suits me. And I'm feeling better.
Thank you again, Dakota, and thank Ava for me.
I will. I have she owes me a dance.
Edith just gives you kind of like a look and then turns and leaves.
And I'll go meet Dakota back, or Dakota will go meet Ava back on the floor.
And do you dance what little night of the night you have left?
before you have to
Probably,
head
yep.
home.
Yep.
Well,
And
head-
on our
Nice.
walk home, only because this is the first time we've had a chance to like breathe in the midst of all of this. Dakota is gonna put a very sore arm around Ava's neck. I didn't think I was gonna say this, but I really needed that tonight.
You know, hearing that is all I needed to hear tonight. To
I was
make
thinking
everything worth it.
about going back and burning this dress. Would you like to join me?
Oh, if you insist, you've already ruined it with all those bullet
Oh,
shots.
excuse
so-
me.
I like
Fine.
look at the I probably have 5, 6, 7 rounds in my gut, you know.
But that being said, I really needed this.
It looks good, but it was actually painful. You look like you're in pain. It looks sore.
Yeah, it was painful. But
After
it was
all those bullets you took, I would...
Look, I've taken a lot of bullets. Bullets are nothing. You should see what's left of them.
I like the tattoo though.
Yeah, it kind of felt good. So, Ava, I have a proposition for you.
Proposition.
We make a really good team. And I have a particular problem. It's called Hodges. He keeps just coming back.
He does.
And as much as I would like to rake my claws down his fucking bald head, I think I would prefer to see him and Bella suffer just a little. Just a little.
Just a little.
A little pleasure, a little pain, as they say.
I think we've learned a lot from that tonight.
So just know that, I have an idea.
I like where you're going with this.
Zach may not be here, but he's the perfect bait for our sheriff. All we need is somebody interested enough to get rid of him for us. If I remember correctly, it was Bella's words that says sometimes the sheriffs just disappear. It's part of the job. I can't remember if that was Bella. Who was that told me that? I can't remember. Somebody told me that. I'm inspired tonight, Ava.
Right. Make him disappear.
Yeah.
So who is it that, well, there's probably quite a few that want to
Precisely.
see him gone.
So let's simmer on it. Think about it. But if he finds out that Zach is anywhere in this fucking city, he'll come running to a fly on shit, baby.
Yes.
I know it. And we don't even have to be there. See? Another aha moment tonight, Ava. As long as nobody thinks you're there.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So, I'm gonna go lay down in a hammock and snuggle my pooches.
And Ava, you gonna head to the Ivory Tower tonight?
Yeah, unless Ava or Dakota wants a little company tonight after burning her dress. Maybe.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go burn the dress. We burned the dress in an alleyway somewhere, and I'm like,
Yeah, I can't go with you to the Ivory Tower, so...
Yeah, I guess I'll. This is where we go our separate ways. Enjoy your boat. I'll simmer on some of the things that we learned tonight.
I mean, we have a theater.
and I like gesture. I was like,
You know
It's
what?
true.
I wanted to test out how light tight the booth is anyways. We could... We
yet to stay
could
there.
kick up Last Jedi and have a sleepover.
You know what? That sounds like a better idea than going back to the tower.
So you watched
Go
the
back there.
very first Star Wars, and now you're jumping to the Last Jedi.
yeah.
You just skip 3 more movies.
Dakota doesn't care. None of that
Yeah.
matters. It's all.
Yeah.
It's the joy of getting to watch movies with friends, which is something
Yep.
she's never had.
No, it's great. I love it. I
And
love
she's
that you're just,
trying,
like, jumping
and
around.
she's trying so hard to like learn to feed the projector. She's trying to figure it out.
Luke went from a plucky 16-year-old to drinking milk out of an alien tit. Like, that is the last. That's what Dakota goes to. You're like, what happened in these like the 3
How
movies?
the fuck did we get here?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it boils down to. But as we watch as they go into the movie theater and settle in for the evening, lightly talking about plans to frame or make him disappear quietly. But the camera will fade. We'll end our Halloween episode a little early, I think. As you've accomplished what I thought you were going to
This
accomplish.
is so perfect.
And the 2 of the girls enjoy their night while we get ready to go do a little bit of an early after show. I know it's a bit early, but only a 2-player episode this week. So.
I know, yeah, we got a lot done
We did.
in the amount of time. Like, yeah, it was super eventful.
That
Giving
was
me
so much
whiplash
fun.
when it
I
comes
know,
to
I
like
know.
music. I'm like one mode, I'm like club music. All right, now it's dramatic.
bye-bye.
But we're still in the club, but do I change the music? I don't know.
Like, I imagine we're gonna have a lot to talk about in the after shows.
Oh, I hope so.
Oh yeah.
It'll be
yeah.
get that after show. It's gonna be an eventful one.
Yeah.
All right, you can do a little longer one. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for everybody for tuning in and watching another episode of Silence of Shadows. We're going to record that after show that we've just been talking about, and you can support us over on patreon.com/rollforit if you'd like to get that reward, as well as some other awesome rewards, including joining a private DM session with one of our cast members and much, much more. If you only caught a little bit of this and you want to watch the rest of it, or if you just want to relive it, the Twitch VOD will be available to our Twitch subs right after this, or you can watch it for free tomorrow up on our YouTube channel, as we always get those rounded up within 24 hours, unless YouTube's not cooperating, because that happens sometimes. But we super duper appreciate all of the support. Don't forget that the Soulspire Floor 5 is coming soon to our Patreon if you're interested in that content. And the clocks go back to normal next week, so we will be starting 10 a.m. PST technically, and then it'll still be 6 p.m. GMT for all y'all elsewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Right now we also have the MP3s coming out for MP3 and after show for Ascension episode 21 as well at 3 p.m. So stay tuned for that. We'll keep you informed on all of the things Roll For It at Roll For It on Twitter and Facebook. So stay tuned for all of the goodies that are coming out over there. Sometimes we put out some polls. It's fun times. Tune in tomorrow for The Last Ditch. It's going to be a good one. I've seen a lot of interesting things happen in the rear guards, so I'm sure madness is only going to ensue. When Sheepy gives us a calm before the storm episode, I wonder what's going to happen next. Definitely more cooking though. So let's go around and we'll see what everyone else is up to, and I'll check the tips. We could start off with Dakota Rain, played by Little Red Dot. When you are not taking a shit ton of bullets and being a badass, what are you doing?
I'm Dot. I play games online. I'm a streamer and a digital storyteller, and I'm excited to announce that I am officially the Twitch producer for Kobold Press. So starting as of November 1, I will be producing streams for Kobold Press. So you can check all the things that I'm doing over there, as well as a couple other places. Stitch of Fate podcast, get on that. If you haven't, you need more VTM, it's out there.
3 more episodes left of season 1.
A couple more, some people that you love here, over there, vice versa. That's me. That's what I'm up to. Just go find me, Little Red Dot, in all the places.
And Ava Heloise, played by Miss Magitech. Where can people find you at when you're not trying your darndest to look terrible, which you just can't do?
Yeah,
and
try
I think
really
also, Tracy, you just also can't ever look bad. Beyond that, trying to dress up your friends and give backhanded compliments. It's fun.
That's what I do best, as Ava. Hi, everybody. I am Tracy, also known as Miss Magitech. You can find me all over the internet as Miss Magitech. I play lots of RPGs and TTRPGs all over the internet. So if you want to see what I'm up to, feel free to follow me on Twitter, Twitch, wherever. I don't know why my camera has just been like making me super all
it's been
night.
blooming
it's like,
all night.
I was
It's,
gonna
been
say,
like, it's like strobing. It's very interesting.
Mine can't stay in focus all day. So
it's
I'm just like,
driving me crazy. But this was a fun episode. It was nice to wear my leather jacket and
yeah,
ride a gangrel for the night. So
It worked.
Yeah.
Brett could tell.
Totally convinced. Oh, that Brett scene cracked me up.
Brett.
Oh, Brett. Yeah.
Brett
A
is
vampire
the worst.
Chad is the best because you can't
Yes.
just fucking take
No,
over.
you can't just strangle him.
Nope.
He might like it.
Yep.
Well, I mean, they aren't in like a BDSM club, so probably would like it.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah. And I love the chat being like, the Chad can patch. Speaking of the Chad can patch, our storyteller, lovely Mathis, creating said things. What are you doing when you're not, wreaking havoc upon
The only
our
TTRPG
players?
stuff I do at this point is World of Darkness stuff. So clearly I found my home in the World of Darkness world. So if you want to find me doing TTRPG stuff, Stitch of Fate is another vampire one. Once Werewolf comes out, I'm pumped. They're kickstarting a ghost hunting World of
Yeah,
Darkness.
I'm
set, which I was
following
like,
it hardcore.
Yeah, when that comes out, maybe a one shot could be really fun. There's a lot of
More
great
than
stuff.
a one
So
shot, man.
yeah, I mean that's fine too.
I need like
name it.
Ghostbusters in my fucking life right now.
That's like Chilluminati kind of lines up, which
Yeah.
leads me into you can also find me doing Chilluminati. It's a comedy podcast. I focus on paranormal, true crime, weird stuff, aliens, ghosts, you name it. And then obviously my Mathis Games channel where you can find all kinds of gameplays, Twitch VODs, reviews. I just did a review for the Oculus Quest 2. So I'm everywhere. You go find me. I had a lot of fun this episode and I'm excited to do the after show.
All right, I'm gonna check our tips here. We've got Vo5100 with the $3.14. I like that. A gay girl and a Toreador walk into a BDSM club. Thank you so much. That is fantastic. The start of an epic adventure. It's been nice seeing Ava and Dakota, get a little girl's moment together. Haven't seen that as much. So we're going to wrap things up a little early. Thank you all for tuning in and checking out another episode. We'll have more next week, so stay tuned for that. And again, like I said, watch us tomorrow, same time, same place, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll see you in a bit.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.